Good evening, good morrow, and good day, and welcome to another edition of Slice and Dice here with the Manylands campaign. It's okay, guys. I know you're all eating sweets and things, and that's totally fine.
We're not on camera yet.
In case you couldn't tell which disembodied voice that was on the screen, I will now read to you now that Marta is back, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm stuffing my face again.
It's okay, I suppose.
That's it. Welcome back. Have a mince pie.
Oh, stranger.
You may have noticed some slightly subtle decorations up because, you know, we're in December and therefore we're allowed to celebrate the fact that Christmas is coming, so get in the festive swing of things. So, got a couple of announcements before we begin. First one, big one, as you can see on my left. It's hard to distinguish because it's right for me, but it's left for you. We have a new giveaway courtesy of our friends at Tabletop Crafter.
Woo!
And I've actually been told with this giveaway, I need to give this lovely dice bag to Seth, to James, to have a look inside. And can you just tell us what you find inside there?
My hands, look at my sleeve. Is it just
Dice, which I would never be allowed to win.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
Item 1, we have this lovely D20 keychain.
Are we going full bullseye now? Let's see what you could have won.
Yeah, almost, yes.
And here we've got a lovely miniature set of dice, ranging from the D4, D6, D8,
Behind it.
I need that.
D10, 10, 12, and the final D20.
Jim, it's just you say it's a set of dice.
No! This is how you upsell.
But also, what are they in?
Yeah, that's not upselling.
A tube.
Lovely
They're
little,
in this thingamabob.
lovely little test tube or vial,
Test
whatever you'd
tube.
like to call it. So
You
that's
can win this lovely set of dice in the thingamabob
Product of a British
by
education.
doing what Jack says.
yes, you can.
I'm gonna use those.
And so that's the
on the
dice
road.
bag bundle, which we're calling Seth's Bag of Swag. This was kind of themed with the.
Are we? When was that discussed?
It was discussed with Tabletop Crafter, with Kerry at Tabletop Crafter at Dragon Meet, which is the other thing.
This is
We talk about
because I
it.
say so.
Yes, yeah, of course we did.
Contractually obliged to.
So Loki, I'm contractually obliged to talk about the stream. No, it was the first time I'd been to a con. Marshall was there as well, as was Midge. Low key, we kind of went there because we forgot to say. There's the bag. It's lovely. Because we forgot to say last week. I forgot to say last time that we were going to Dragon Meet, but we were there, and it was great fun. So good fun. We did a thing. Tried lots of new stuff. Got to see all these lovely D&D companies, and met some of the ones that I've been buying stuff from, like the Giant Book of Battle Mats. They were there. Loke Battle Mats. They're great. They got some new stuff coming next year, which hopefully we're going to work with them on, so that should be interesting. Of course, Harp's Corpse with the...
I've had this for a long time. Bumped into them.
bumped into them there, and again, there may be something in the pipeline with Harp's Corp as well in the future as well for a future giveaway. Very exciting.
So, Marshall, you're not going to be doing any info work anytime soon, are you?
They specifically asked Martin not to do that.
He's behind the camera coming up.
But anyway, it was...
How do we enter?
So to enter the competition, thank you, to win the dice bag
Flawless
bundle, all you've got to
segue.
do, as you can see written in the instructions here, is write the word tabletop in the chat right now during today's stream, and you'll automatically be entered into the draw. The winner will be announced on the stream this time next week. Just write tabletop, and as per usual, James is straight on it, even though he's not likely to win.
Are we formally saying that the players are disqualified?
I'm not formally saying that. I'm informally saying that it's less likely that you're going to win for reasons.
Please enter.
But please
This lovely
enter.
bag.
I'm not saying you can't win, I'm saying abandon all hope, ye who enter here.
Literally.
Yeah.
I've already abandoned hope after his first joke.
but please promote. Please promote, guys. Anyway, so
I want to promote people who enter.
Anyway.
Have less chance to win.
well, yes. For those of you who were at Dragon Meet, it was great to meet you and talk about your products, but also we got to meet some other fellow streamers as well, based in the UK. So it's just a lovely community, and I would go on about it for hours. But we've got a stream to do today. So, guys, over to you. Do you have any announcements before we begin today? Anything you want to tell everyone about, apart from the fact that Christmas is coming, as is an election?
Remember, to win these dice, put the
That
words
is
"not
like-
tabletop" in the chat and Twitter, so that I'm the only one that enters and wins.
That's a compelling pitch.
Thank you, Marshall. I feel like you saved the pitch there.
I want to play some
Just put it in
D&D.
front
That's
of-
my
Put it in
announcement.
front of
Yes,
Dave's
and
face.
as do
want
I,
to-
DK.
want to
You're quite
apologise
right.
for my slowness
I
in
would
advance.
if I had won some dice.
That's all right. You're really getting into the role play.
It's okay.
Right, yeah,
Well, we're
exactly.
going to launch you straight back
I don't know if my
into
character-
just after the action, Marta, so you'll have plenty of time to catch up. As we will
Last
jump
time.
into
Sat in
this
the carriage.
week's session of
That's my
Slice
strength.
and Dice. And we are back. So, folks, last time here on Slice and Dice, you were having your last preparations before perhaps leaving Hilberg to pursue this new questline and storyline that you had been requested to do by Councillor Potty. Now, due to recent events and due to the fact that you were still on the lookout for Lady Grenforth, the ambassador who had seemingly... Oh, interesting. Who had seemingly...
It's a jelly bean. It's all for you.
Oh, that's you.
Enjoy. No,
Thank you. I'll have a floor jelly bean. Anyway, that's gross. I just did it on stream, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's forever now.
Less than 3 seconds. It's
It's
totally
his
fine.
house. He can do what he
It's also my
wants.
Yeah,
house.
it's his house. He knows on the floor. Don't do it.
Anyway, you were proposed the idea after discovering that the werewolf, who was in fact Dean Fringe, had been turned by a tainted bottle of wine, or tainted wine. You were then proposed to go in the councillor's stead to Rachfell Manor for the notes that you found in Dean's ramshackle shack. Was that he was tasked with delivering wine to the same address, to Rachfell Manor. And this caused some concern, obviously, wanting to get to the bottom of not only who had tasked this poisoning, essentially, but also to, if you can, stop it from happening to all of the nobles and so on who are due to be at this ball in a few days' time. All the members of high society and bureaucracy supposedly will be there. So it's something that would cause serious ramifications for all of bureaucracy should basically a werewolf plague spread out across the land. So quite heavy, really. But you guys were dubious about the fact that if you wanted to go, needing something to make it worth your while. And through some hard negotiation, you got some of your weapons silvered for those of you who didn't have magic to aid you. And also it was floated the idea of perhaps getting a place of residence within Hilberg, a base of operations, if you will, for later on.
Yeah. Which at least one NPC just fucking threw at us, and which we, true to form, went,
Yeah, here you go, have a house. Can you sweeten the pot a little bit?
property, I mean...
You're also given some potions to aid you in your quest. 4 health potions and 1 a very interesting potion which perhaps can cure curses. 1-time use only. Very important. Anyway, so after tentatively agreeing to this, or in fact, just before you tentatively agreed to this, Malar was called into a meeting with Lord Gantbron on his own, who
that's right.
who proposed that Malar, who seemed the most dubious, in fact, about going to this ball, could, using his position as deacon, perhaps be of some aid to Gant himself, perhaps do some spying and so on for him within, being eyes within the clergy, which for Lord Gantbron is one of his objectives, being that he's in fact the spy master for Bron, which he brazenly told Malar, but it was in front of no one, which means he has currently plausible deniability on that.
It's gonna stab him.
No one will believe you.
I'll rope him for you.
Anyway, so you guys then tentatively agreed to go. Made your final preparations, including getting Fleeting Look out of his bath, and collecting Neris as well, who's seemed to be her uncle Martin to be fine. Although you didn't see her, she seemed fine. They seemed fine with her leaving, although she doesn't seem in a good way. As you tested on her yesterday, you found that in game time, you found that she seems to be ailed, but despite doing spells like Lesser Restoration, as well as taking her to the temple for Ventrix II to heal her, again not seeming to have any meaningful effect on her.
Shatner the second.
It seems that Neris is currently without her magical powers, aside from her staff of the Rat King, which she has said to you before she can still seem to use and seem to wield. So at least she has something to aid her going forward on this quest.
Utterly defenseless, except for an infinite horde of rats.
You're,
She's got a sheet on her
On
phone.
my phone.
you're lucky, Seth.
Paperless.
Yes,
Drake Lazarus says, "Oh, okay, that works." Yeah.
Yay!
Okay, so you then headed out on the road using Lord Gant's carriage with Howland Cragmere and Laney also accompanying you, as well as Rexland Swordclaw, now fleeting looks, I suppose, superior officer, you might say. Heading out on the road, all of you in one carriage with Seth riding on his trusty horse. Heading overnight on the road, in the next morning, before arriving in Arauglor, you saw a cart in the road with a wheel missing, an open cart led by one oxen. Just bring this back for a second. You can continue the squabble silently later. Anyway, you find this cart with oxen and one lady who seems to be requiring your aid. With some sneaky sleight of hand from Seth, you manage to see that the cart is in fact carrying the statue that you recognise of a lady, perhaps the Lady Grenforth that you've been after for some time. And to confirm the suspicion, upon doing this and upon Lee Oberyn trying to subtly do some spells and then basically attacking them, combat was initiated, and this seemingly humble lady was then revealed to be a knight in plate armour underneath this, her armour, with a greatsword and everything. It's like out of nowhere.
Very Wonder Woman of her.
Pretty much.
Armour up.
Didn't last that long. In fact, her other followers, two sneaky scouts in the trees and one sort of clerical priestly type, would seem to last a bit longer than she did. But anyway, you managed to...
evil priests.
Yeah, you managed to overcome all four of them, and that is where we pick things up immediately from that point. Neris, you have been left in the carriage, because you're obviously sick and didn't want to do much in the combat. But yes, so we're literally jumping in exactly where we left off last time. You've just slain these four persons.
Now I believe that Malor went to the back of the thing anyway, but yeah.
So my recollection is that more or less the last thing to have happened in that, apart from the cleric going down, was Brucon being restored by Malar.
Yeah, what are you on? I'm on.
I'm on 15 hit points now.
I'm on 1. Let's not fight anyone else.
I'm at full health.
Snap. So you're
And how many hit
second
points?
lowest.
Yeah. Anyway, so Brucon,
Health
I'm
more
imagining
happy
is
toes.
in the process of picking himself up and dusting himself off because he didn't administer the coup de grace.
Thank you.
Sorry, go on.
I can't even remember where I was going with any of this now. No, Brucon picks himself up and dusts himself off and kind of goes, looks around and goes, well, that was the least surprising surprise I've ever been surprised by, I'll say. And then heads over to the cleric and starts trying to see if there's anything about his attire or equipment that marks him out in any way.
Sure.
Has he got a sort of affiliation ID?
Yes, great idea.
Driver's license.
Make a little investigation check.
Neon sign saying that I'm bad and I can promote it.
Evil League of Evil membership card.
She's
back.
Humans, we've forgotten.
Finally a chance to view this.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Finally a chance to view this marvellous sausage part. Oh, she's back. Anyway, investigation for the Evil League of Evil membership card.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's 17.
Excellent. Okay. So looking over this guy's guards, mostly sort of in monochrome, black and white, essentially, is what he wears. And that's true of the insignia that's also on his tabard.
We've been attacked by Goths.
Again.
His insignia, his crest on his tabard is that of a white field with a black hill and a black symbol of the 8 over that. you can't you don't not sure exactly what that could be. But we'll come back to that in a second. You also find.
I'm really sorry to make you repeat yourself, but black field with a black hill behind.
So it's a white field,
White
as in a
field.
white background, black hill, and a black symbol of the 8 above it.
Okay, white field, black hill, black symbol of 8.
You should
Yeah.
check with our religion expert. You should check with Fleeting.
You also see that around his neck he has.
This whole session is just gonna end with this fucking out and out battle royale.
Just duking it out.
Cool.
So yeah, around his
Well,
neck.
melee.
Around his
Everybody
neck is
drop
a
weapons, drop glasses, do
symbol
this.
of the 8, which it's quite well crafted from metal. It looks to be a steel that it's made from. This one, it's worth roughly, you'd say, 10 gold pieces. In addition to that, you also find his coin purse. He has 13 gold pieces and 12 silver.
13 GP, 12 silver.
Doesn't seem particularly well armoured, or in particularly good condition, but that seems to be the main items that you find on him.
Okay.
Thanks, Marshall.
Nice.
Yeah, he doesn't. It doesn't seem to be carrying a lot of others. Other than that, there is a backpack, rations, and the like, travelling gear essentially.
I
Okay.
don't like it when you're smart.
But
This
the
guy,
crest.
this guy was prepared for the worst to happen.
It seems so, yes. Just general travelling gear. It seems premeditated anyway that they're carrying all this travelling gear, so it would appear. You can make a history check
Cool.
with to have a look at this crest and see if you can identify it.
Sure thing. Raconte-moi une histoire. 18.
18. All right. So, looking at this
Well
symbol, you've not been to the Crowflies, but by God, this is definitely from the Crowflies because all their guys have crests on, like from the various houses and stuff. So it seems.
It's an assortment of different.
Oh, indeed.
The League of Crowflyers.
Mm-hmm. It's like these kind of crests you don't generally see anywhere else because of it's more of the shape of the shield, the crest that they're on is more of a giveaway. You've seen this before with the other two adventurers that you came across on the hunt for Lady Helene.
Gentlemen, I'm assuming we're all outside, so maybe ladies out. Anyway, people, we appear to have made enemies of an impressive cross section of the Crowflies.
Oh,
Meanwhile, Neris slumps onto like the window, just like, what?
Don't want
Hello?
to join in.
I'm here too.
I'm part of things too.
Just like,
Mr. Brucon, what leads you to such a comment?
I was wondering how long that was going to go on for.
Windows has
that's
crashed.
impressive.
Somebody please make a gif of that.
Timestamp.
Hello! Sorry, Midge is here. Midge is
I'm gonna
here.
make a 10-hour
Fresh
loop.
from Dragon Meat.
Some
Hello.
10-hour
Yes.
loop.
I brought snacks this time as
10
well.
hours.
He also brought the mince pies, Marta. Yes.
Oh,
Can I
nice.
just say, you guys are brilliant. Thanks. Thank you for bringing things.
That's right.
Anything
Oh, and I
we
should
don't
say,
love eating,
Marta,
yes.
Midge,
Hiya.
it's Marta.
Hi.
Never actually met.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. But you have now. Oh, indeed. Bringing people together.
No, right?
I do apologise, Malo. You were saying something.
No, he wasn't.
Just
He was.
start-
He was.
start
He
with
was.
the,
He was going.
Left off
Yeah.
Yeah. What's what's left you brought you to that conclusion?
Well.
Mr. Brucon.
I would say that an inspection of their gear suggests that these people are affiliated with a mix of different houses of the Crowflies. Perhaps
Well,
now that the
Hello.
sentient power controlling all of his actions has arrived, perhaps we could consult with our martial friend over here, who of course is a resident of the Crowflies.
What were my previous actions?
Oh, you haven't done anything yet. Apart
good.
from this is
No,
picking up where we left off, but he's inspected the priest.
I looted the body.
Sweet. Okay.
And they had the emblem. They were equipped as if they might possibly get killed and incriminated. So they were traveling fairly light, but they did have a symbol of. Brucon's not in a position to identify which one, but a house of the Crowflies.
Okay.
And there seemed to be some suggestion that there was an assortment thereof rather than everyone being connected to one.
Interesting. Okay. Right.
So
that's where we're at.
Variety pack.
Anyway, does that answer your
Not to be sold separately.
question?
Well, I would advocate that you do indeed check that with our friend here.
I agree. That's very good thinking.
Have you ever met Lady Grenforth?
I've not, but I'm at the back of the. Why am I doing some personal character stuff?
That was a character.
Oh, but he's also at the back of the car. Like this has been happening over distance. He's moved to the back of the car. So
I'll assume that as you're talking about,
Yeah.
I have walked over to you.
yeah.
Have you met her before? Can you confirm the
Logistics.
statue's actually her?
No, but why would somebody be escorting a statue of a young woman across town and then attack us upon
Based on how
inquiry
things have
about
gone so far, to fuck with us.
it? Well, that would
Like that is the percentage play right now.
that would sort of imply that the gods have some sort of cruel sense of humor, and I really refuse to believe that.
Okay.
Every time you're going to use that vowel, it's going to be funny.
I mean, there's clearly a balance, you know. Anyway, let us not get into that theological debate just now.
Howland, do you, your lord, know these No,
I know.
that was.
Can we?
Coats of arms.
Alright.
Coats of arms.
Let's have a
Yes,
reset.
coats of arms.
Let's have a reset. People are allowed to pause and make a noise
Oh yeah, because I do it
while
often.
thinking. Amnesty, right?
But we have to
Let's have an
harmonise
amnesty.
when we do it.
Yes. I'm down with that.
Barbershop quotes.
Yeah.
Well, it will be.
No, guys, it's fine to say.
There was an
okay?
amnesty.
It's not
Drawn
for the
attention
foreseeable
to it now.
future.
So we can edit in post.
say,
It's fine.
just
Edit
at
in
the
post.
end.
Edit in post. We're not live streaming, right? no, it's honestly fine. I do it all the time. Don't judge me when I start doing it. Howler.
We will.
Well, I'm not the preeminent expert on houses and lineages, but I can certainly roll for it. And by roll for it, I mean go with the flow and be in the situation. But Lord Gant is by far the more practiced genealogist, I suppose.
Well, he's not
I
here,
say.
so.
No.
He's in the car.
He's in the carriage.
He's in the carriage.
He's over there.
Oh, yes, of course he is. Yeah, okay.
But
Well, he's not here.
Howland,
He's not here.
you
He's not
are,
here standing next to me right now.
You're free to make a roll, though.
Yeah, I'll,
history
uh,
check. You get
it's my
advantage.
master.
Throw my hat into the ring, as it were.
You get advantage due to your background.
Ah,
Sweet. Okay.
Is the ox okay?
Oh, the oxen is a little
They've
bit.
been here like 2 days.
A little bit startled, but fine.
Oh, okay.
As startled as an ox can be.
That is a 19 on my history. Oh, roll again for advantage.
Oh,
21.
No,
21.
no,
There we
I'll say
go.
that instead.
Alrighty. I'll come back to your question in
Yeah.
a second. Okay, so
She's in a carriage, it's fine.
21. With 21. Okay, looking at this symbol. You recognise this is a vassal house of House Rookwood, and this, this confirms suspicions of what you've been told already. That symbol, you remember just mostly from when you've been teaching Lainey all of the different houses symbols. Just suddenly recall this one due to its monochrome appearance. There's not many like this. This is in fact House Mournfold, a deeply devout house, it has to be said, which would explain why you've got a priest there. And
So this
almost
was the spellcaster that I'm looking at here.
yeah,
Right.
and almost as if to confirm your suspicions, you kind of wander over to the now dead, bleeding out lady by the carriage in night, and you see that she also bears a symbol. In fact, when you turn her over, you see that her crest is that of Rookwood itself, and that's very easy to spot. It's a black crow over a green flower on a red field. And it's a very, very... Well, you know this house particularly well.
Yeah.
They're one of the main 3 houses in the Crowflies.
Cool.
Black crow, green flower.
Red field, so red background.
Just in case they're they're not really from there, would we be able to take the for that spell the speak with dead? Does it need to be the whole dead, or can it just be speak with head?
It can just be the head. Yeah. Can't imagine a hand would be much use, but I've never tried.
Yeah, moves with
Cool.
DSL, dead sign language.
just start cutting off the head of that woman by the carriage.
So the one who's already been skewered like through the, because you jammed your rapier right through the
That
head.
still work.
Mr.
Oh yeah, when you remove the
Mr.
rapier, it's still
Sir,
attached. Yes.
I don't have
Yeah.
those blessings. That was
Right.
venturous.
Sorry, happening.
Doing the thing.
Cutting off the head.
And There's just looks
Sorry.
out and it's just like
How long does it last for?
pokes your head out like hers. Like,
You-
really
you had
heavy.
a- you had
I
How long does one?
I don't quite remember. Refresh my memory.
Sorry,
how much
yeah.
I know about the guy who's in the carriage with me.
Oh, so Lord Gantbron, you don't know much
He
about him.
knows. Okay.
You don't know much about him other than that he is. What you've gathered on the road so far is that Howland Cragmere, the knight here, serves Lord Gantbron. He's from the Crowflies.
Okay.
He seems quite a charming, charismatic man. Like kind of sapphire blue eyes, blonde comb over, the very neatly trimmed goatee. And yeah,
A charming coatman.
he does seem to be quite a charming man, but the way the party are around him, like, overly suspicious, makes you think there's more to that than this facade that you see.
Can I
for you.
insight check?
Yeah, push again.
In that time, he hasn't casually mentioned that he's a
First
spy.
roll in a month.
No, actually hasn't
Not bad.
mentioned it, funnily enough.
That would be 14.
14. Okay, so what are you trying to get from him? What are you trying to insightfully gather?
I'm trying to see, because I know everybody's a bit on edge around him, like what his, if I can deduce anything around his ulterior motives, because we clearly see that he has.
Oh, I see.
Major
Okay,
malfunction.
so just
he
kind of
betray anything?
keeping tabs on him. I'll say that this has happened during the time you've been travelling. So you're trying to keep tabs, keep him quiet, just seeing what he's about. And what you sense from him is that basically he seems intelligent. He seems to be able to gather a lot of information from people. When he's not talking, he seems to listen intently, and
Shown particular interest in anything.
not so far that's been mentioned on the road, but he was keen to get to this ball, you know that much. And when he casts his eye over you, you feel like it's not only there's an intensity behind it, and you feel that not in the sense that
It's not
he's
just
being
tired, but-
predatory towards you, but that his eyes seem to pierce into your soul almost a bit. That you feel like he can see behind your face,
Okay.
essentially, which is quite uncomfortable and unsettling in itself. He can see within your mind, essentially.
Okay.
Is what
So-
that feeling is. You're
I feel
familiar with these
uncomfortable
people.
around
Yeah,
this
you
guy,
feel like he
okay.
knows too much,
Okay.
and you haven't even told him anything, and that's
Okay.
the worst part.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't know my life? God! I'm just gonna storm out
My
and
real
slam
dad?
the door.
Wait a minute,
Yeah.
are you going to say that out loud right now after saying literally nothing? There's just an awkward silence there. You're not my dad!
You're my real mom!
You don't know me! Gets out of the carriage. That's
Just slams the door.
What?
Just want to be absolutely clear where we stand right at the outset here.
And like faints because that was too strenuous.
I'm so ill.
It's actually vicious mockery that you've just cast on him.
When I finish decapitating her,
Yes.
Not
Meanwhile,
me!
can I just put her in the Omar
priest.
cloak?
Yeah, you can do. It will. Your cloak.
The old cloak. I'm not wearing it.
Oh, okay. The old cloak. Yeah, you can bundle it in there. It does take a few minutes. It's a bit awkward because the rape is not a great instrument for doing it. So you use a dagger instead.
Yep.
Try and hack it apart. In fact, can you just make a general dexterity check for me, just to see how neatly you can do
with
this.
rapier, you'd have to like perforate it.
Well,
Stamp book.
Tear off.
So yeah, it does take a few minutes, and there's a bit of it's a bit improvised
time
hacking, slashing, and a bit of ripping as well to try and
I'm
pull
gonna-
these sinews apart.
I'm
It's
gonna
not a
not-
pleasant sight.
I'm gonna not put it in my bag.
Okay.
2, in the cart with the noble, the sick person, and the child. So I'm gonna put it in the cart with the statue. So it's like up the top corner.
Well, hang on, we haven't determined what we're doing with the statue yet.
Or indeed the cart.
Should we fix the cart? Take it with us because we don't have enough space for this.
The cart's not going to be able to keep pace with this at all.
Really?
Oxen and horses, not the same speed.
Looking over this cart as well, unlike the carriage which you can ride on, the cart doesn't have a seat. It appears that the group would have walked alongside it, hence why it's not got as far as you would have anticipated they would have
Does
gone.
our carriage have a roof rack?
It does. In fact, you've got your Gant has belongings and stuff
And-
tied to the top already, but there is room up
And
there.
Is it
Brucon
big enough
has.
for an ox?
And Brucon still has like 4.
Possibly not for an ox. Also, the logistics of how to get it up there could be a problem.
So
That's
it's not an
gonna be
ox rack.
fine.
Yeah. No, if we got this is cool. We got the roof rack, and Brucon's still
I
got
meant
like
the ox, not the statue.
4 separate sex dungeons worth of rope about his person.
Yeah, that's true.
So we can easily secure.
That is a reference.
Sure.
Go watch
But he's
episode
literally
4.
got 150 feet of rope in his pack.
From the
'Cause
basilisk.
for
cave.
whatever, because it just gets showered with rope at one stage. So no, the roof racks, the luggage compartment seems like the far and away the best option here.
Malar will basically maneuver the statue carefully out off the back of this car,
you like help?
across to the thing. Oh no, that's quite alright. The roof is quite a while up, and us Loxodons are known for our ability to carry things over distance and just sort of get
And
her
for
up.
being scared of mice
yeah,
for no obvious reason.
So carrying is not an issue because obviously Loxodon carrying capacity is great. So, but to hoist her onto the top, what I'm going to require you to do is a strength check, but with advantage because Loxodon. I'm going to say that.
I'm just going to say that Brucon is positioning himself nearby. Should he be needed?
I was about to say,
Okay.
He's
we're
not
gonna,
going to step on.
So you're ready.
He's not going to step on the big man's toes.
we're gonna do the
straight out of the
typical
gate.
guy
If
thing
he-
when one guy says he can do it, we're all standing there like,
Yeah.
Which is much better than the typical guys
And
around
one
the
of those is
barbecue
Cox.
thing, where
One of
one's
those is
actually
Cox,
attending to the
and
barbecue and the other's
pretty
just
good
sitting
roll.
around going,
They're both
standing
good
around.
rolls.
hold it for the base.
You
actually.
rolled well.
Yeah, nailed it. Nailed it.
21.
21. And yes, with some
Surprised at that.
strenuous effort, you do manage to place it with a clunk on top of the carriage. You see the whole carriage kind of sunk us down a little bit with the suspension.
Mr.
Fortunately, it has some
Brucon,
suspension.
the rope.
Yes, absolutely. Brucon hops up and produces one of his many lengths of hempen rope.
From seemingly nowhere.
Yeah.
Monk rope.
Hempen rope, doesn't chafe, and proceeds to start strapping it down.
Excellent. So yeah, of course, in the next few
Making
minutes
that
you'll
noise.
be tying that down. Make one check for me. This will be just a dexterity check, general dexterity. Just
straight
for
off-
securing this.
Straight off the decks. 7.
Okay, you're tied on there. You think it's pretty secure.
Okay.
Now that it's up there.
Yeah, Brucon kind of looks at it and is like, yeah, and hops
Yeah.
down.
Now that it's up there, Leobryn checks with detect magic if it is in fact magical or it's just a normal statue.
Checking.
Oh, thanks.
But
Can you imagine?
It's
If
just
after
a big
all that,
but
It's
it's-
not that one,
but-
it's this one.
would a petrified person be magical, or would it just be a?
They would be under the effect of some kind of magic, right? To be transformed from
Transfiguration.
So
Find out.
Do you
I
think
can.
Right now.
Well, I can. Yep, I can mansplain this to you. The basilisk. So the basilisk of itself isn't a magical creature. However, the effect that it gives is magical. So yes, that would give a magical aura, and you do it. And yes, indeed, it does give a magical aura.
It
So-
would. This isn't it.
Dungeon Master.
It would give a magical aura. This, however, no.
If this wasn't just some random piece of bullshit I threw at you to make your life difficult.
So we look at it in more detail. It's like that is a 7-foot man. That's not her.
So does too many of the crowflies women have beards? Is that a normal thing? or-
Well, the wolves are now down, so who knows?
Two
Um,
gnomes in a drink.
Can I check the livery of the bandito that I slew?
Oh, the two of them, yeah.
Well, there was one that called my name out,
Yes, the last one. Yeah,
and
yeah.
which I would have liked to have interrogated, but unfortunately I'd already killed him.
Yeah, it was as you mid stroke. You're like,
And the other one,
I can't back out now, and I'm sorry.
the other one
Coming
didn't
down
have.
with stroke, buddy. Oh shit.
Yeah, the other one didn't have time to get your name out, but did manage to say harder, daddy.
I mean,
He died quick.
I mean, to be fair, if he
You were
said,
going down different routes. You were going for that. I was going like as he's coming down, just going.
Kill it! Kill it with
yeah,
fire.
that's exactly what I was going to say. Like, yeah, you could go, Papa. Oh my God, what have
Was
I
that
done?
Pepper or Papa? Someone confirm for me.
Anyway, yes, you can go and inspect him. So they make an investigation check for me.
Ooh, that's not ideal. 3.
Yeah. Through the bloody mess of his face, it's hard. You can't really tell who it is.
Can I check the
Check the livery. Sorry, that's a history check. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking about him, you can't really see who he is.
It's a 17, or is that with advantage?
You get advantage. Yep.
21 again.
21, lovely job. Okay, that, for both of those guys actually standing next to each other, appear to be from the same house. They both appear to be from House Van Bolg. So their insignia is a green field with a red skull of, looks like some kind of giant kin with a sword thrust through it.
Okay.
Van Bolg, yes. And from what's left of their faces, from looking at them, they have some bearing. They seem to be similar. So they may well be related.
Probably brothers.
Probably brothers.
Great.
In arms and death. Probably.
It's all
Blood brothers,
conversation
you
with
might
the parents
say.
I'll have.
Did the cockatrice balm that people had once upon a time for treatment of petrification had an expiry date, didn't it?
Yeah, like an hour.
I'm not even going to ask if it's expired because I know it has.
Yeah, it's like an hour.
It's curdled.
We can restore it with either Great Restoration or the balm. But the balm is on the forest on the other side of Hillberg, or the cockatrice main nesting area.
I would recommend that until we unpetrified Miss Grenforth, we don't speak of who she is to anybody else. Just to keep a low profile. As such.
Of who?
This woman.
No! We don't speak of her!
Oh, now, Mr. Seth, don't play coy with me.
So, Neris, what's your passive perception? Because you're still in the carriage, aren't you?
What is it?
It's
so
13.
I should say, what's your
13.
perception
Yes,
score?
It's 13 because it's
yeah.
13 of
Okay, we'll go with 13. You, just for a moment, in the corner of your eye, you see the Lord Gant as these guys are having this conversation outside. You just see his eyes kind of shift a little bit, and he gleamed that he may well have been listening intently to what they were saying outside, and he just has a little smirk to himself.
In future.
Before he then stands up and goes to the carriage door. So are we getting a move on then, or what? We've got places to be, haven't we?
Some side eye while he does that. I'm thinking like,
moody side eye.
Well, Mr.
Yeah.
Seth, what else would you look to accomplish
I don't like this
here?
guy.
I want to take their weapons.
Okay.
Not any more heads?
No, one's enough apparently. So,
Mr. Seth, I don't. When we did that last time, that wasn't me. That was Ventrix II. I don't have.
the head will last. The heads last.
It really depends on a variety of different matters: temperature, humidity, storage conditions, what state the head was in when you came across it.
Number of times you bowl it.
Indeed, quite.
The force with which you release.
We'll take a chance. We should be back there in a week. We'll take a chance. But can I check? Can I just grab the weapons from the bodies?
You can grab
any
the.
coin purses and
So
stuff?
this is just grabbing the visible weapons. Oh, you're looking for coin purses.
And
Okay,
coin
so an
purses.
investigation check, just a general one for all of them.
Guidance on you if you're heading over there.
Grazie.
Investigation.
Haven't pulled up D&D Beyond, don't know much yet. Investigation, very light +2. That's a 4, 5, 6. Shit. 7.
7. So what you so
Crazy.
looking at
I got hit by a sword, so I know there's a sword.
in your, cause you're on like 1 hit point currently, aren't you?
Yeah,
so
do you
so
though? Do
in
you?
your slightly dazed state, your vision goes a bit blurry and you're sort of limping a bit as you go over, and you find the obvious weapons that they had by their side. So on the knights you find a great sword and a heavy crossbow as well, hidden beneath the robes. The priest appears to have a mace.
Can we agree that Fleeting does not get any of these? Because I'm
His
just really
tool does.
worried about.
Heavy crossbow.
He might be a bit over encumbered.
Okay, yeah, that's also a good
And
reason.
on the other two, which Howland has been
Trust
inspecting, longbows ×2 and short swords ×2.
And also, can I collect my daggers?
How many did you throw?
2.
2. Okay, so with that investigation check, you get one of them back.
Okay.
Are you group looting that? Or are you keeping those?
We'll share them with them. Any of us can use them.
It's going to clang.
I'll group loot it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just write down what he said. Cool.
Well, when you're quite ready, shall we continue on?
I'm going to limp back and ask, do you guys mind if I take a seat in the carriage? I prefer a short rest.
Shimmy over.
I could also use a bit of rest.
Let's say nothing.
Well, I suppose your daughter can take your place, Howland.
As always. As it will
I
be.
mean, how long is the rest of the ride? The trip?
So, okay, yeah, that's a good. You're actually asking this, but I will give you a little bit to help the rest of you because that's a good question. You can see the village further on in the distance. It looks. It's still going to take you a few hours to get there. No. So this is this is the one you're heading towards. This is Arauglor, which you're heading towards. Arauglor. There is Arauglor. No, there isn't. There really isn't, and you'll see.
More and more bored of Arauglor.
That's fine.
And also what?
So it's some distance away, but it's a good question. If you're actually asking this to people.
I would like to sit down in the carriage, and if Lainey is coming out, as she leaves, I'm going to say to Hal, I'm going to take my ring off and say, give this to Lainey while we're fighting the werewolves. It gives out a warning of danger if someone targets the person wearing it. I feel like she'd be the best to have it on in case anyone goes to attack her.
That's mightily appreciated.
No, you're doing me a favour.
Boots as well.
Yeah.
Finish your conversation.
Oh, I forgot.
You're welcome. And as Bruco, where are you sitting?
Brucon's been footmaning on the exterior. He would quite like a short rest.
Yeah, then before I sit down, I'm
need to
going to
attune
say
to
to
it.
Bruco, I'm like, I completely forgot to give these to you in Hillberg, but the boots
Completely
by
You've seen what it
Dean
does.
Fringe, I think they'd be a benefit to you.
Brucon takes the boots and thank you very much, my friend Seth. Footwear. Brucon's been an exclusively sandals guy ever since he joined the monastery, and he's kind of like, I remember these.
What is shoes?
Yeah. How do sock?
While
You mean
we're
we start hacking them into sandals?
Well, another question. Where get sock?
Ring.
Yeah, it's genuinely tempting to what's the smallest amount of material that can still be associated with these boots and the magical effects still reliably go on.
So,
Yeah.
boots
Yeah.
speed to you, ring of the
Anyway,
to
yeah.
the lady.
Spoots of bead, yes.
If we're distributing keepsakes, there's this ring of Featherfall that I still have from earlier, from Dean Fringe. Would
And in one level's time, Brucon ain't gonna give a shit.
Oh, thank you.
Don't fall off.
Yay! Thank you. And put it on. It's like, oh, it's pretty.
So Howland, when you've had a moment to collect your thoughts a bit, you kind of ruminate a bit on the on this night that you've seen before you, and there was one other thing. Not only the livery of House Rookwood, but in addition to that, there was a symbol around it, like an iron band around it. And because of your history check before, and I forgot to mention it earlier, I will tell it to you now.
Sweet.
That is, you see that that's a symbol of the Rookwood Rangers.
Okay.
The Rookwood Rangers are one of the more
Football team?
formidable elite fighting forces from.
I love the range.
From the Crowflies and from Rookwood.
Okay.
So yeah, it seems that this person was of rank, being of House Rookwood herself, probably a high rank,
As in.
a high-ranking member of the Rookwood Rangers.
Okay, so not necessarily like a landed lord.
It's possible.
Although Rookwood doesn't generally have a female hierarchy.
That's right. They don't have the females don't inherit lands in the same way as they can do in Bronn.
Yeah. Cool.
Sexist.
So I'm in the good house.
With the spy master at the I mean,
The most forward-thinking.
Yeah.
Thinking.
Progressive.
Should we
Yeah.
make a move to the
The women
town?
can be spy
Anyone
masters
ready?
too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Not
So,
great
guys,
ones.
so if you're going to
What?
continue travel on,
They're all
you can
not bad.
short rest on the treble there.
Sorry,
Question was, can
only
we all
small
short
round.
rest?
Okay, so apart from the person who'd be riding the horse, I'd say the rest of you. Oh, I'm the driver, but that doesn't have to be any of you.
But can they swap
Okay.
out?
You can swap out, so you can all.
That's a-
Yeah, you can
is
swap
there
out and
enough
short
time
rest.
for,
There
like,
is enough
us to-
time.
I don't need a short rest.
It's going to be at least 3
I
hours, so you've got enough time for
really
short
do.
rest.
Was
Yes,
Fleeting injured?
I've got his stats here. Hang on, let me double check. He's currently at full.
Then he'll help with like running the horse. I don't want to trust him, but he can
Can we make friends with
Laney can ride a
And
horse.
and when you tell him,
Also, I let the ox go. If we're not taking it with us,
Okay.
I release it from the cart.
I'm free.
you see when you tell Fleeting this, you see how keen he looks. He looks very excited about the prospect of riding Seth's horse.
The best.
And with glee, he sort of runs on over and starts petting the horse a bit just to get it used to him.
Too hard.
Rolls an animal handling check.
Keeping eye contact with Seth.
Natural one, come on.
The no,
Sounds
not
like a
quite
character.
that bad, but still pretty bad.
Yes.
Goes to pet it and does that thing with like way
He
too
also
hard.
has
and
minus
just like,
1 wisdom,
horse.
so he got a 2.
Good horse.
And you see the horse instinctively moves back towards you and just looks, sad,
I'm out. I'm sorry.
bemused, and just kind of goes over to you like,
Oh, that takes me perfectly up to health.
exactly. So yeah, it's gone over to you, and as Fleeting comes back over to try and get on it again, it moves away from him. It doesn't seem like it's going to want to let him ride him.
Good.
Loyal steed.
And you can see a dejected Fleeting go, I'll go on the cart then. Just climbs back on the cart.
I'll shout, Laney, you take point.
Are you sure, Father? I haven't ridden a horse for a little while.
Oh,
We're out of
Remember your
non-short
favourite
resting
books.
Characters.
I do, Pa. All right. And she's gonna make. Do you want to make a check for her? in fact?
sure. What do you want?
Ride this horse.
So this is animal handling.
Animal handling. Cool.
How old is Lady?
She's
13.
14.
She's
13,
14.
13, sorry, 13.
And she hasn't ridden a horse in a little
Did
while.
you roll a 3 as well?
She did roll 3.
Oh shit.
What is with this horse?
This horse is getting really spooked now. People keep trying to ride her. And the horse just seems good at circling around, this chestnut horse circling around Seth.
Can
looking-
can I go and
Pulling
try
a
and
very long
calm-
face at you.
Can I go and try and
for a
calm it
horse.
and like convince it to like let
Yeah,
someone else?
alright. You can make an animal handling check. And I'll say,
I love how somehow this is
So-
my horse that I've got this
I'm
great
gonna-
thing with. My
as-
animal
as-
handling 0.
As Seth walks up to the horse, I wanna.
18.
Never mind.
okay.
You're attuned to that
I was
horse.
gonna make him smell horsey.
He knows the horseman's word.
Oh, how
Well, I'll say
the
that.
horse is
We'll say
now
for a
plot
fact that you
point.
do that
I
anyway,
did.
and that helps on the
Roll
animal.
initiative.
As I walk away from this horse, I'm like,
Roll initiative for the horse.
Yeah.
but yes, I'm doing that for Laney,
Mhm.
not Fleeting.
Yeah, so you calm the
Okay,
horse
on the
down
horse.
long enough for Laney to then, with a little bit of difficulty, mount onto it. And she seems very pleased and ready to go. And she just looks at you. So what's his name? Or her name? I didn't see which gender.
Horse.
What's his name?
She'd have to bend a long way down.
Doesn't identify it.
Horse.
Seth.
Ed.
Fleeting.
Dog.
Oh,
Hound.
his
Fleeting 1.
name is Horsey.
You took that long to get to
Vamping like crazy
It's
to
like-
come up with the
I got
worst
stuck,
name.
and then I started going through celebrities somehow, so it was either going to be Bob or Gerard Butler.
That would have been fine, that's better than horses!
Gerard Butler.
Who's horsey?
I just love it.
And sorry, Bob.
I went for Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh. I was loving the internal struggle. I could imagine all the voices in your head going, "You find it, man. Just find it. Just reach. Find it. Find it. You're gonna find it. You're gonna find it. Horsey." And they
it
were
took me
just
so long
die.
to remember you said a guy. I was like, Kate, no,
Big
guy.
Freaking Mario or
It's just
Luigi or whatever.
Gerard Butler and Billy Bob Thornton on your shoulders. The devil and the angel.
Anyway, okay. Come on, Horsey. Come on, and just leads him
His
round.
name's so natural.
The thing is, with if the dice rolls had been different, then I'd have been spinning this elaborate thing in my mind that the horse in his head is like, this is an insult to the dignity of the son of a noble line of horses. But clearly it fucking loves that name and wants to be called nothing else, so fair enough.
It is a done deal.
I did once play a paladin, and I was so creative that I named my horse Smitey.
So you continue en route over the next few hours. So yes, you can short rest if you need to.
Where are you
Spell
going?
slot back.
I used all my rest dice.
I am untouched, effectively.
Get that.
For
I've got
Get that whole person nuke back.
before the carriage sort of pulls up into Arauglor itself. Now,
How are we spelling?
So that's Augalor.
AUGA
LOR.
LOR.
You spelled it differently.
I may have spelled it wrong. That's true.
Maps are not to scale, nor
In fairness, he's got. I think he's got it correct. Actually, no, you got it correct there. I've written it down wrong.
I have the map.
Oh shit, really?
Arauglor.
Arauglor.
Araugler.
I've just written the wrong name on my sheet.
Yeah.
Arauglor.
One of my skills,
It's Arauglor.
cartography.
Thank you. All
That's why I
right,
printed
I'll
off
take
the
that.
maps.
It's it was Old Dwarvish Arauglor. This is in the modern interpretation of the word. So anyway, Arauglor. Anyway, when you pull into Arauglor,
It's got a mangled mess on my paper now.
it's just words. For those of you outside on the top of the carriage and also looking out of the windows, compared to Hilberg, which was relatively affluent, relatively together, this is very much run down and dilapidated. And there are several decrepit-looking people just either sitting to one side, or some of them have taken great notice of the carriage and sort of wandering over in the general direction of it. They look very
village,
poor.
hamlet.
This is a village, or it's probably more like a hamlet actually. It's very small.
Similar to Halfridge.
Similar, but more downtrodden than Halfridge. Taller, definitely taller. There's not a lot of halflings here. This is more a human dwarvish
Are
town.
we able to make out the
place.
tavern as well? The inn, sorry, that we're meant to be staying at.
Well, yes. So
Yeah, what was
the
it called?
carriage pulls up outside the Miner's Arms, which,
Miner's Arms.
funnily enough, has a sign, a wooden sign hanging front with 2 crossed pickaxes. Nice and easy. Miner's Arms.
Before we go in, or anyone starts to go towards, I'm just going to say to you that we shouldn't all go in together. The note that we had from Dean Fringe said the contact that had the poisoned wine was here. We should go in separately so they don't know we're together.
And we
But
learned that
as
lesson
the
from last
only
time.
human, I think you should pretend to be Dean Fringe.
I would also say, at this point, Brucon, you can make a history check for me, given your background. You're going to know a bit more about Burekrin, so this might help you with identifying Arauglor a little bit.
Like a pub check. It's like, I've drunk
History.
Oh yeah, that too.
That's a good one.
This was pub 7 on
19.
pub crawl.
19. All right. So from your travels in Burekrin, and particularly being that the Rumbleguts themselves have a base of operations in Rundar, which you know very well, you're familiar with Arauglor, and what you remember is that it was once a very prosperous mining village, and since the war, it has really most of its operations have shut down, the mining operations, because most of the miners have then been taken to other places, particularly around the Ratgurat Mountains.
So what you're saying is the war has been poor for Arauglor.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You've already got inspiration. That's brilliant.
I haven't used it.
Use the
so many
inspiration.
Yeah, I shall start.
But yes, that was brilliant, and that's exactly true. That's very accurate. They may have a song about it in the Bard in the Tavern. You never know.
So, if we send you in to talk to the contact, I think we go in. If we go in
Absolutely,
pairs,
Arauglor.
go to different locations in case this person tries to run, stuff like that. Like Fleeting and Rexland can watch the carts with Laney and Guy. What's his name?
I mean,
Gant.
Guy.
Sorry, are you in the carriage having this conversation? Because he's literally there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't care.
Yeah, he'll correct you and say.
so
Gant.
as we, as
child.
we're rolling into the town, Brucon's contribution, because he's still
hanging off.
hanging on the side, is to sort of lean in and go, by the way, I've been places very much like this before. As things currently stand, we are, by a considerable margin, the wealthiest thing within a long, long way. We should be very careful and circumspect about flashing our resources and ideally not be drawing too much attention to ourselves.
Are we wearing the disguises or the uniforms yet? So are we still wearing like clothes?
You're still wearing your clothes. What uniforms did you have?
Oh,
Dressing up for the
There were-
event.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that's right. Well, it's up to you. Either you're wearing you can wear either. You've had ing time to change, so.
We'll still be wearing our travelling clothes then.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like maybe if me and the Oberon head to the bar first, so that we're prepared inside, can scout out.
Yeah.
Then maybe you three go get a table, while Howland goes and looks for the person. What was their name?
You pull out the note.
Yeah.
Hogart.
Hogart, and because he said you
Hogart.
say Fang sent you for the rest of the money.
What you have in your mouth?
Now having found Ms. Grenforth, I am hesitant to leave her. I will be keeping watch over the cart for as long as I can.
If you want to sit out the combat, that's fine.
No, it isn't.
You yell if you need me. Is there a
Yeah,
stable
which we,
or
in
somewhere
fact
we
we
can
demonstrated
put
when
this?
you failed.
No, there's only tax outside that you can, tie up yours to.
Yeah, I do think we should definitely
we
not
can
leave
leave her-
the life-size, very well carved statue of someone unattended. I think leaving it unattended is a bad idea.
We're leaving
more
we
town.
can leave Rexland and Fleeting with it.
Maybe we stick the ring on her.
I could put a blanket over her.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure
that
that
was
doesn't.
useful for
I'm pretty sure you
Fleeting.
can't attune
And
to a
out of
rock,
character.
but
I could also, lie with her. Keep her safe.
That's more on point.
No,
But-
Mr. Fleeting, we're going to have a chat about consent and,
With a statue.
well,
Make it statue.
I'll try and talk to Keith while I'm there.
Oh.
No.
just put the blanket over and maybe keep an eye out, Mr. Looker. I will go in and I will come and relieve you later this evening.
Make a persuasion check.
We're leaving 2 paladins to watch her.
Yeah, one of them is Fleeting.
We're leaving a paladin and a quarter.
Not your average paladin.
What do you want my rolling? Persuasion?
Yes.
Why did you roll a d12?
Oh, I didn't, it bumped it.
Oh.
Persuasion. 8.
I love your charisma.
Yeah. Alright, and then he just climbs on top anyway.
The carriage?
Yes.
Right, not the statue.
No. Climbs over the carriage.
I love that. Guys, let's be inconspicuous. A tiefling on a carriage.
is spooning a statue.
As for myself, I'm obviously, decked out in rather fine armor. I don't suppose I could just stay inside the
absolutely, especially given that you're a member of a race that the people around here tend to perceive as
Hate and
innately
fear.
hostile.
You're a dragon person.
Yes, I'm glad you noticed.
All
Mr.
kinds of
Fear.
excellent reasons not to bring you into the.
We've got 4 people watching the carriage. We should be fine to go inside.
I have a suggestion that you might not like, Master Seth. I'm not well known for my acting capabilities, and I'm worried that I might blow the operation, you see. However, we are in the presence of someone who is quite skilled in the manners of statecraft and subtlety. My Lord Gant might be a more wise choice.
An astute observation.
Yes,
An astute
time.
observation, Howland. But of course, we have a room booked at a couple of rooms, in fact. One for the councillor and one for myself. So, of course, they'll be expecting us to arrive either way. So, much as I'd like to pass myself off as someone with a lower bearing, that would mean that somebody else would then have to pass themselves off as me. So you've then got another problem in itself.
You don't need to check in. Go in and just look for this guy first.
Oh. Well, I suppose that changes things slightly. Make a persuasion check.
22.
Well,
I love your charisma.
well, I'm not going in there alone, Master Seth, so if you want to come with me, you're more than welcome.
Well, all of us will be in the bar with you, but let's say since he's a courier, he would be going alone. As to collect
Not to
the
worry,
rest-
my Lord.
Are there-
I'll be
He's there-
close by.
He's there
You
to collect the rest of
should
his
should
money.
bear in mind though that this still doesn't solve the problem. Whilst I can go in there and pretend I am somebody here to collect an order, I've then got to re-enter as myself to then get into the room,
It's
be hilarious.
fun.
which is never going to work, is it?
Mr. Seth, may I make a proposal here?
I'm happy to do. You make a compelling argument.
Hang on.
I'm
I'm
happy to
trying
go
so
in for the
hard
first
not
bit.
to
I just
burn
can't
these
do the
people.
second bit if that were the case.
This is a bit meta, so I'm just going to jump in OOC chat about this. Doesn't someone in the party has minor illusion, right?
I've got a t-shirt.
He does.
Can you do? Hang on, wait. Let me finish the sentence. Like a burn mark or something that would. It doesn't. You can't cast it on a.
Static image.
It'd be static. It wouldn't move.
I
Prestidigitation, on the
could
other
do
hand.
it, but then
You
I'd
could
walk
skip
away
your...
and there'd be floating
I don't know if
birds.
you can do it on
I've just remembered
on
who
the
has,
surface.
or perhaps I should say had. Prestidigitation.
Mr. Seth, I have a proposal to make. Mr. Lord Gant here is going to have to go in at some point and claim his own room. Why don't you merely say that you are here to collect the bounty? Mr. Fringe is no more, and you have taken up the task as required and produced the letter that we have as demonstration that you are willing to take this this task on.
Would they pay some stranger?
Well, depends how convincing you are, Mr. Seth.
I mean, I'm a different race, so I definitely can't pass as Dean Fringe.
Mallow just said you don't
Yeah,
pass
I
yourself
know,
off as
but
Dean Fringe.
like,
that was the
but-
beginning of his sentence.
I
that
know.
He just
The-
said
the-
to you.
I know that.
Bedrock of
Uh,
my-
A surprisingly devious Deacon Shade Creek.
Well, we all have a little bit of Lucia in us, or
Fine.
you know.
We don't want to do jack time, fine.
Alusha does watch over us, of course, sis. So, so what was your plan? Sorry. Out of character.
Fine. If you guys want to go in, you two go to the bar, you three grab a table close by, I'll try and find them.
Okay, so who's going in first?
You two?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so the two of you, as you disembark from the carriage, you can see just on your peripheral vision that there are a few folks just starting from either side, just kind of peeking over with interest at the carriage. A few seem to be approaching cautiously, and you stride inside through the wooden door, which flaps open just in the breeze, like nice and easily, almost like a Western saloon style, but it's actually a full-on door.
Just a
Slides
single
on open.
door,
Yeah.
but on double hinge.
Yeah. No, it is. It is. It's a very open door policy, obviously.
Like the kitchens of a restaurant.
Anyway, so as you enter this bar, you see that it's a rather large space. It is full of tables, but all the tables at this point pretty empty. There's only a couple of patrons inside. It looks like it's seen better days. You can see behind the bar that the various spirits and so on starting to collect dust, particularly on the top shelves. The barrels that themselves seem to have been changed regularly, though, and the bar top is relatively clean. Behind the bar, you see a squat figure, bald-headed dwarf with quite a bulbous nose. This one, and just kind of leans one arm over the bar at you both. Just holds your gaze without saying anything. Not the warm welcome you were hoping for.
Hello.
Somehow the music has stopped in the room, even though there's no music.
That's brilliant.
We'll also take a break soon.
We will do. Yeah.
You can hear a pen
That was
drop.
You didn't have to throw a pen at me. I just said hello.
Sorry. There you go. All right.
Ale.
Hail.
Hail.
Hey, some
I thought you were asking for ale.
drink, was it?
Aye.
Ale.
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 Ale,
Right.
ale.
Ale. Ale.
4 copper pieces, please.
Yep.
Does that thing.
I'll get a drink for us both.
Starts stroking his rather mangy
We had
auburn
rooms
beard.
pre-booked.
Alright. I'll order the 2 drinks for us. We're
4 copper pieces.
For 2. Nice
Drop.
bargain.
Thank you.
It's spoke off. It's happy hour.
More to the point, it's Castlemaine 4X.
See, he does the first pint, and then the second one pulls out.
Bit of Vabe.
Starts cleaning it out.
Remember, don't burn it yet.
put the umbrella in.
You
Also spit shine.
so you booked a room,
I
is that
don't
right?
have.
Aye. We're here to check in for some rooms. Lord Gant of Bron will be joining us shortly.
1 second. He just kind of goes off to a back bar area out of sight. Pouring it back in. Right, okay.
Minor illusions that it's still there.
Comes back with a book. It looks like quite a thick tome, but he's literally on the first couple of pages. Right. Yeah, Gantbron. Right. And you said that was there any more rooms or just the one?
Can we see from where we're looking the name Hogarth?
In the bookings.
In the bookings.
Good idea. Make a perception check.
Very nice. Very. Oh, average, yeah.
13.
14.
14. From what you can see from here, but no, it's about the same for both of you.
Ultimate one-up.
Just have to get one more. From what you can see in that book, there's only a few names on there. You recognise, obviously, Gant Bron, and you recognise Tarquin Potter. However, the other names, no Hogarth there, unfortunately. Can I go get you anything else at all? Or are you just going to look at my book all day?
Councillor Potter will be joining us as well, so we'll be checking her room as well.
Right. I'll just get your keys then.
Sorry,
I said her.
their room.
Yeah, I was going to...
My room.
Make a deception check with
your room.
I was going to say with disadvantage, but then he joined in, so it's just a straight check for deception, please, from Howland.
Laney makes a
Literally throwing the game
why
away.
I shouldn't have been
Laney
there.
makes a perception check. She just kicks the door open. She's like, Councillor Potter here.
Was it deception?
Yes.
It's 3.
Because
This is
my
gonna-
name is Tarquin, which is
I
a
think
man.
we're going to have to call
Yeah.
I'm
we
dying
will.
because of. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Let's.
After
We're gonna have a
that.
very quick
Before we
break
go,
on that note.
If you enter the competition to win the stuff in this bag,
It's like crazy.
the
Literally
cool
dying.
things like this lovely keychain with a D20 on, this lovely test tube full of tiny dice. Look how tiny.
Baby
God. Are we still streaming or not?
We are.
Yes, good. You need to enter the word tabletop.
Enter the word tabletop
Into the
now.
chat.
Yes. Enter it into the chat to be in chance of winning this dice bag bundle, which we will be announcing at the beginning of
This
this
is
session.
from Tabletop.
From Tabletop Grafter, who we had the privilege of meeting. Crafter,
Crafter.
yes. Who had the pleasure of meeting at Dragon Meet.
Yes.
And finally putting names to faces. It was great. Anyway,
Thanks, guys.
we will be back very shortly, because I also need a little bit of a break, to continue exactly from this point, this pivotal point in your ruse at the Miner's Arms. We'll be back very shortly. And we are back. First of all, hello to Kate Madison, who's tuned in, saying hello to Dragon Meat, who we met at Dragon Meet. Hi, Kate. How are you doing? I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Kate, but you are from, I think, one of the other UK-based streaming groups that we met at Dragon Meet, I'm pretty sure.
We'll
do the research later.
We'll do the competition again.
Let's do the competition again, for those of you who missed it.
Nice.
Did the dice bag as well.
Yeah, so today's prize this week is a free D&D dice bag bundle, which comes courtesy of our friends at Tabletop Crafter, which Marshall is ably displaying for us. This is what you could win: the dice bag.
A D20 you can't use.
A D20 keyring. And a tube full of the tiniest little dice you've ever seen.
Teeny tiny dice.
That's very cute.
Look, here's my little fingernail. Tiny. I don't know.
Just to give you some size. Yep, there you go. A D20 the size of your fingernail. That's what you want.
Kate met Marshall at Dragon Meet, so she can attest to the fact that he's not a giant and they're not regular size.
And me. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We can attest for that. That Marshall isn't actually. We're not in fact giants. Haven't met any in this game so far either, but this could happen. Anyway. So, eventually. So, you guys, so with two of you at the bar, and then Howland may have let slip a little bit that Tarquin Potter is a female, but then trying to cover for it.
I'm not.
Oh! Did I say she, or her, or any other incorrect pronoun?
You did say she, yeah.
Oh, my mistake. She's clearly...
He's got a lisp of some kind that puts the sh in words.
That's right.
See?
And he just goes and checks his book again.
Tonight I'm styling it out with
Because as you
Howland
can see,
Cragmere.
my name is Tarquin, which is a man's name.
Certainly.
Well, I heard it applies to both sexes, I suppose, but all right then. 10 gold pieces and I'll give you the keys.
I was under the impression they'd already been booked.
I'm afraid it's 10 gold pieces. That's not what I've got written in my book here.
Right, so.
Look in the book.
Kill him.
Okay, what can we see in the book?
Oh, you haven't looked at the book?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we'll use your previous perception checks because I think that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah. No, interestingly, there is another column which you can't make out what it is, and some of these bookings have ticks by them. Yours has ticks by them.
Inside check.
Ticks? I believe
Inside check.
prepaid insight check. That bullshit.
You can insight check it, sure.
D&D has a feature for this.
Boop, boop, boop. 17.
Oh yeah, he thinks that there's something fishy going on, and he's trying to essentially profiteer off of this.
Yep.
It's bribe money, essentially, is what he's asking for.
Yeah,
Ticks, is it?
Great idea.
Yes. In your book that you have right there.
Are you saying that we have a problem with vermin, with insects here? I didn't see any ticks. Puts the book under the table.
I see what he did there.
And we may not be as nice as wherever you guys have come from, down here in Arauglor.
Good save. Well, at least we can pronounce our own names of towns that we come from.
Are you saying that I'm illiterate now? Because you're really not doing very well at getting this room, are you?
This is going badly.
I don't know.
Very
If you were
beginning.
literate, you could have read the ticks that we saw in your book.
Oh, no, let me have another look. That's 20 gold pieces, please.
What did you expect?
Sleeping on the cart.
Aren't we big and scary?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of intimidation though.
Just
Not
flex
big
on.
and scary.
It's still weird as hell to me. That
Look!
intimidation
My man.
persuasion go off.
I would imagine that Arauglor is a hamlet that prides itself on its ability to cater those who pass through. I can't imagine there's a lot of riches that grow naturally here.
What are you trying to do here? Intimidation?
I was going to
I'm
say,
imagining
I'm trying to say that.
Are you persuading or
Your town
intimidating?
is shit.
I imagine.
Flashing the sword and like be a rogue.
Yeah, there we go. It was only a matter of time.
Arauglor doesn't strike me as one of the main military nations of this country. However, you'll find that the crowflies have several, and I'll just push the rope back on the house crest.
Okay, so yeah, let's make an intimidation check with that then.
11.
Fire.
Plus.
Well,
Imagine Arauglor is a town that prides itself on being not on fire.
well, obviously,
Damn my illness.
Arauglor
You're home.
is not is not a nation. Don't know how things work in the Crowflies, but we have one nation, Burikrin. That being said, yes, we've seen better times, and the minerals that you talk about, yes, we used to be quite a fine mining town, and now we are no longer. The war. Anyway, I'd rather not talk about that.
Neither would we. We'd simply
10
like to
gold
get to our
pieces,
lodgings.
and I'll give you the keys.
Are we parked outside? while
10
this
gold
is
pieces and around for my lord and the councillor here.
How long?
But of course,
I'll hand over 10 gold pieces.
10 gold pieces, and how many are you?
Well, we're being joined by a few of our compatriots soon, and that
just
would
need
be
a
12
number.
of us altogether.
There are a couple of footmen, I think, involved, and a driver for the.
We have an escort.
He starts grumbling and just starts pouring drinks.
Yeah, we release the number of NPCs that you've added to our party, plus us.
I think it's 9 you've got all together. Anyway, yeah, it's fine. He said 12, so he's gonna pour 12 drinks. So that busies him for a little while. So you guys are now free to drink up or do what you need to do. He's gonna be preoccupied for a little while. The bar.
Is there a driver plus Laney and Bron with us?
No, one of you guys was the driver.
Yeah.
That is
It's
nice.
just
It
us.
is nice.
It's just you guys, Laney, Gant, and Rexland.
Oh, Rexland. Okay.
Yeah,
What
Rexland
about Rexland?
Eating.
and Fleeting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
So
no,
there's
that's 10. You're right.
That's 10, yeah.
That's 10. I forget because there's the 9 on the carriage, but there's 1 on the horse. Yeah.
Matt!
Given that it's taken this debacle to get sorted,
Yes.
are we saying that the rest, like us three, have now entered?
Yes, of course you can enter now. At this point, now that he's being preoccupied, you can now enter. 3 of you.
Ms. Naris, do you need assistance finding a seat here? Are you feeling quite well yet?
Okay, she's leaning on herself. No, I'm fine. Just
Okay,
kind of
I'm gonna get you some water, Ms. Naris.
sits down slightly dramatically.
Brooke, Mr.
Okay, I'm okay.
You gotta make a performance check for this.
Is she
10.
not actually
10.
sick?
No, but she'll
She's
enjoys
somewhat.
the drama and the fuss.
She's somewhat melodramatically collapses into the chair, but quite obviously melodramatically.
Oh, Mr. Brucon, can I get you a beverage of some description?
Oh, if you're offering, then I'm very happy to partake, yes. Looks around and goes, make it neat and strong.
I think I catch your drift there, Mr. Brucon. Very well. Walk up to the bar and I would like to order 2
We've
waters.
got drinks for everyone.
Oh,
Do you wanna mention
fantastic.
something with them?
You with this lot, are you?
The plan.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
We just ordered 10
Slams her.
drinks.
Yeah, we've really
Already
shit
four.
the
12
plan,
drinks.
haven't we?
Slams an ale on the
drinks.
Oh,
table
do
for you.
you have
One for the
any
ox.
water
Yeah.
by any chance?
Plan was
And he just
get
nods
everyone
over to the
together.
other
like-
side, basically near to the door in the corner, and there is a big barrel which with a tap at the bottom.
Oh, thank you. I take a couple of the ales, I give them both to you, and I go and get some drink water for myself and Naris. As I sit down, I want to get my tinderbox out, I want to get the lamp of revealing out. Oh, Ms. Naris, would you just close your eyes for a moment? This might be a little bit bright. Like the lamp of revealing, I just want to have a look at Naris in the light of the lamp.
Oh, because it reveals invisible beings,
It
essentially.
reveals things, yeah, as far as I'm aware.
Respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she goes
We're
like,
not in the middle of
What
another
are you? Yeah.
wildly inappropriate behaviour.
Where are you going with this
I'm just going to rule
magical
it out
elephant man?
Consent.
just like,
Okay,
just
so
like,
from
yeah,
what I
exactly.
understand,
I thought you were
just to
talking
be
about
clear,
consent.
so just be
just like
completely
5 minutes
clear,
ago.
from what I understand with the lantern revealing, it reveals invisible creatures. That's one of the powers that it has. So it reveals things that you can't see, like as in creatures you can't see.
Like
so when you
bacteria.
do this, still Naris.
Okay. That's all I wanted to do.
Seriously?
Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Naris. It's just.
Invisible creatures and
Consent?
objects.
Oh, and objects. Sorry, yes.
Really?
Oh, no,
It's gonna
well.
shine
it's-
things in my eyes?
Well,
Like, just,
let's not forget your own applications of
Brucon drops one of the drinks in front of you and goes,
Yeah.
"Here, honestly, I just do
Yeah,
it."
she kind of pushes the water slightly away. She goes
Well,
like,
if you're not
"This is
drinking
mine."
that, I'll take it.
As it's now
Does he
been
snort it?
a reasonable amount of time we all agree
Collects.
between
Yeah. Oh,
group
right,
1
yeah.
entering and then group 2 entering.
Yeah, so after group 2
come in,
enters,
so
yeah.
I've just got my normal cloak and the scarf.
So
without
just
no
before
hat.
you get in, now these beggars and so on who've now approached the carriage action, one of them comes up to you and grabs you by the hand. Please, sir, I've not got enough to feed me family, sir. Anything you can give, sir.
How you said group, didn't you?
Hmm?
You said group.
Yeah, a group of surrounding the carriage. One has come up to you.
Okay. I'm gonna make sure I don't get pickpocketed. So, is it insight check for that or perception?
Perception, that is.
Oh, okay. Either would work. I
The
would have thought.
rogue is taking it about.
Because insight's more, I would say, for working out something inside rather than as in
Yeah,
like
they're
mind
intent.
stuff.
They're intent to steal from you.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Right, got you.
Is perception on doing?
Perception to make sure he's not pickpocketing you. Yes.
18.
18. From what you can tell, he's not pickpocketing you currently. He's just begging you for money.
I'll throw him 3 coppers.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. And he starts crawling on the floor.
No, I don't like throw them at the floor.
I'll give them to
Yeah,
him. Oh, I
sorry,
see. It was a colloquialism.
Wow,
I'm sorry. I just throw money at him.
I'm not that big.
Get away from me!
Coffee toss, bitch.
Where's the copper? Where's the copper?
Seth is a monster.
No.
He says, "Oh, thank you kindly, sir. Thank you. I mean, I've got so many mouths to feed, sir. I don't suppose you've got any more, have you, sir? It's just, I'm not,
In the D&D
if you
context,
can't-
that statement could be read in many.
I'm afraid I don't. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah,
She bring
I'm
mouths
not
to feed?
I'm not a beggar, sir. I'm a poet. I can do a poet for you, sir, if you want.
I'm afraid I
Do
don't
a
have any
poet.
more currently.
Hmm?
I'm afraid I don't have anything. If you excuse me.
Oh, please, sir, please. And he's very insistent in holding onto your hand.
I'm afraid I don't, and afraid I'm in a bit of a rush. Excuse me.
Okay, you're gonna have to. It's a contested grapple check. He's holding onto you.
He's really holding on.
Don't
to
make me
Hey,
kill people.
hang on, just an observation. Someone's messing with Fleeting Look's best friend.
Yes, that's true.
Someone's
That's true.
molesting
That is
Fleeting Look's
true.
best friend.
Is
Grapple.
Fleeting watching, or is he currently spooning a statue?
Fleeting's best friend is
Is
in
that
ice
just
shop.
adding on my strength?
Athletics, if you've got it, or acrobatics for you, as you're trying to escape.
Oh,
the grapple.
acrobatics. That's fine. 14.
14, yeah. Well, he has a minus strength stat, and I rolled 14, so yeah, you
That's fine.
push him away. Oh, and like collapses to the ground a little bit, like just.
Don't collapse.
Oh, like
I'll help him up.
fucking elves! He doesn't know. He's angry now.
Did he say fucking no?
Yes, he
Oh
did.
no, then fuck him. No, I'm going back to the pub.
You gave him money. And
I gave him money. I was
you
about
out.
to help him up.
I mean, guys, have you ever given to beg? Anyway,
Yes.
just kidding.
But
Okay.
It's alright, they're not watching.
Not anymore.
I'm going
Fucking-
into the pub.
Yeah,
and
There are
I was
good and
gonna
there are
say,
bad beggars.
I wish to disassociate myself.
at one point, so I've not got a hat,
No,
so I've
these
literally just
people.
got my scarf up, jacket on. I'm gonna head to the bar, and with a gold in the hand, I'm gonna put the gold on the table and slide it towards the barkeep. And just, I'm looking for. I've still got my hand on the gold,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna say to him, I'm looking for
Hogarth.
Hogard. Is he here?
And he's pouring drinks.
Or any other weak
The
beer.
bar keeps pouring. You're looking at him.
You're Hogarth.
Hogarth, yeah. No H.
Cool.
Oh, Hogarth.
That coin back.
No second H.
I was sent here by some mutual acquaintances. I was told to tell you Fang sent me.
And he sees to me. He then stops pouring and looks at you with interest. Just kind of looks you up and down. Really? All right.
Put a silver piece on the
Is there somewhere we can speak to the side here?
And he just pours his drink and slides it over to you, and just leans over close to you so that he's within earshot of you, right, very close to your ear. He says, "Head around the back in about just before dark."
Okay. Wait, when is it now?
It's like midday currently.
Oh, son of...
Yeah.
Check your sundial.
You've got to pretend not to know
Those
us.
goddamn
Most
NPCs
of
with
the
busy
day.
lives,
Your dreams are coming
responsibilities.
I have an observation to make. We left yesterday evening and it's now lunchtime. We left because we had a time that we had to be out by
Yeah.
evening.
true. Yeah. Wait, are we staying at this inn? For that we had to leave like really emergently quick, and we're
Mhm.
staying at this inn for an entire day. And then a night.
No, that's not the arrangement. You don't know what the arrangement is, though. Because you
Why
haven't.
I was staying here, because if it was midday, we could just carry on.
We went here because we had a lead about the.
But also, there was a room booked intentionally
room
for
was
us
booked.
on this trip.
But we were told to leave
Before.
immediately.
Basically, because
Oh,
you,
yes,
you
there was
basically
one
you so basically you had to leave at night. I'll say that this did get explained to you. You have to leave at night because the party itself is at night, and it will take you precisely 3 days with just the gaps for sleeping. So you're sleeping at awkward times, like middle of the day, to then get there.
Circadian rhythm!
Word.
To make sure
Okay.
that you get there.
It's a red eye carriage.
Feel you,
Yeah.
bro.
It's a night carriage.
I'm so tired.
So do I have to pretend
Have
to
a
book a
jelly.
fucking room?
Get that sugar.
Up to you. You could just hang around in the bar. Or whatever.
But then I'm not sleeping. Oh my god.
Did you just roll?
You can ask for a room if you'd like. Yeah.
It
No, I'm
sounds
not
so
paying
good.
extra when we've already got rooms booked.
Or you can go in the carriage. You gotta. It's up to you what you do.
He's so pleased with us.
I'll say I don't have time to be staying around here too long. We've got important matters back in town. Is there any time we would speak now?
Make a persuasion check.
10. Wait, I've got a bit of
He sighs and grunts a bit to himself. All right, give me a couple of hours. Round the back. 2 hours. I'll be there. Come alone. All right.
Fine.
Fine.
That's fine.
Drinks. Drink is yours.
Really
Thank you.
hope this goes the same way as your last private encounter.
No!
Yes.
Come alone. Here are my 8 friends.
It did also end in kisses. So.
Well,
So
that's
I'm
what
gonna-
I'm going for.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the beer. I'm going to move towards a private booth to myself for a moment, and when I'm in a booth and out of eye shot from him, if anyone in the party's looking, I'm just going to give a hand to him, like, stay there.
Oh, just subtly to these guys.
To the party, yeah.
Mhm.
When he's not looking at me specifically, like I'm going to try and sit in a booth that's not in eye shot of him, and go to them. So I'm going to try and do some hands and just sort of like stay there.
Brucon wants to, if at all possible, set up in the booth behind Seth.
Okay. You can do that. That's not a problem. Yeah, you guys do that
If
If
comfortably.
Brucon comes behind me, I'm going to try and get some parchment out of my thing and scribble on it the information of behind the bar in 2 hours, 1-to-1 meet, and I'm going to try and, again, when the bartender's not looking and there's no one else in the bar that I can see watching us, pass it to Brucon behind me.
I'll say for this will be a sleight of hand.
That's fine.
Down the bottom.
So who's left to come in? I think
Not the best. I rolled a 9, so 16.
16. You pass it through. You do it in a way that's familiar to you. You feel it's pretty subtle.
D&D, definitely not created by rogues.
Expertise, yeah.
No.
No,
I've got
just
+5 to Dex. I'm only in proficient in it for now.
yeah. He's level 4, remember?
Yeah, so he put it into deck a bit. Anyway, yeah, so you managed to do that. Get it across to Brucon. You don't think you've been seen. So just to catch me up here. So the 6 of you are inside. You're waiting on Gant and Laney to come in, and that's it, isn't it?
And then
yeah,
Rexman and Fleeting is
Rick
staying
seems they're
outside.
staying outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you? Is there a particular time you wanted Gant to come in to claim the room?
Well, I've passed Brucon the 2-hour thing, so Brucon now knows that the meet's going to happen in 2 hours. So.
Yep, and therefore is entirely happy to go and so he kind of sits there, sipping on his drink and going inferior, and then
But none of this is being communicated to Gant outside. So
well, so as Brucon sort of like drains his top, knocks back his beer,
yeah.
he looks in and goes, oh well, I've got time, so and sort of saunters out. And just
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Okay.
and just kind of hands in. Monks have pockets.
Yeah, I guess your robes would have pockets because your cut of the robe would.
Yeah, that's very true. Brucol's would absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
folds anyway. You can tuck your hands in folds.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, so he's going to sort of mosey on out of the bar and mention to sort of lean over and go, "Lovely afternoon. Lord Bron, your room, I believe, is ready and waiting for you."
Right. Well, shall we, Laney? Who was playing the counsellor again?
The Leoberin, the elven gentleman.
Right.
Ruff.
Okay. Good. Right. Bit confusing. Anyway, right. Let's go in. And he saunters inside with Laney in tow, and strides on up to the bar and slams his hand on the table and goes, "Barkeep, Gant Bron here to claim his room." The barman just kind of looks up. All right. Continues pouring his pint until he's finished the entire round. So much jet time. And then slides a drink over to Gant himself. The rest of you have already been offered your drinks, and they're there for you if you haven't taken them already. Aside from Seth, who is not with you guys technically, as far as he's concerned.
Those are the kind of caveats I associate with.
So, right. Your key, my lord. Hands over. And
Thank you very much.
will Tarquin be joining us anytime soon? He's like,
That's me.
well, yeah, that's my friend here. Did you not introduce yourself?
I did to this very polite gentleman.
You can't possibly be talking about this guy, can you? I mean,
Who's that?
this is sorry, Gant's talking. You can't possibly be talking about him, can you?
Jack
And yeah, the barman doesn't take kindly to your remarks. Huh. Throws the key at you. My pleasure.
Is this throws like actual throws or throws like this throws?
Oh, he tosses the keys to you.
Okay,
Yeah,
actual throws.
Actual throw.
Make an attack roll.
Let's see if you can hit him. Rooms are up the stairs at the back there.
Lovely, thank you. Have they got a number on or?
No.
Any particular one? Or do
Yeah,
we
any of the rooms would do.
pick our favourite.
Any of
What
any of
What
them
theme
works.
are they?
With the one key. Lovely.
Lucky dip. Enjoy. It is pouring drinks.
Best Western of the D&D world.
Just any old room that gives you a key.
There's another sponsored deal we won't get.
So you now have your key. So what is it you wanted to do for the rest of this time up until that happens?
Well, if they're not with me, I'm going to move over till I can see the barman now. So
Alright.
I want to keep an eye on him until I get a small signal to go around back in a couple of hours.
Sure. Okay. Cool. As for the rest of you, doing anything else in this time before?
I'm going to polish off my drink, and then I'm going to do a quick lap of the building.
Okay.
Just to check entrances, exits, check if there are any other buildings connected to it.
Mhm.
Basically, just case the joint.
Yeah. Sounds good.
As a bodyguard would.
I'll say make a perception check then.
Oh, that was
That is my 5th 3 of the night.
Have you got other D20s that you can
I have, yeah.
There's so
I'm
many
gonna
others.
put that one in jail
Just don't.
because that one's not a good one.
Okay, so scanning the building, there's the main entrance which you came through. And you're like, well, I've noted that one. That's one.
Make sure it's going to be a 2.
There's a few windows, kind of lattice. You do notice there is a back door. Well, I say back. It's round the side of the building. This back door, and we work out when you come back inside that it lines up with the bar. So there is, and you can see, in fact, a break in the in the wall, a break in all of the shelving on the back wall to see a door, and that'll be that door then.
Yep.
So as far as you can tell, just the 2 doors.
So when you get a natural one, it's like you circle back. It's like definitely 4 walls,
This is
a
one
roof.
ceiling at
Yeah.
least.
If I squint.
There's at
I've
least
been
one
doing
floor.
careful research, and that is a building.
It's not made of cake. Win.
So
On
over
the
the over the next
She
couple of
definitely
hours,
win there.
you get it starts to fill up a bit more, the inn at this time, as you get a few more characters coming in. Most of them not
Not enough room at the table.
Ah,
most of them not particularly well dressed. Don't seem to be people of means. They seem to be what's left of the denizens of Arauglor. Got there. Oh, I've pained myself with this one.
Yourself.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've built a great tomb to bury myself in.
I just realised I actually have advantage on wisdom perception checks.
Oh, okay. Do it again.
So not like that time you named it.
It's an 8 overall.
8.
Yeah, I actually have
I don't think
Yeah.
that will not add any more information,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I'll get there one way. It's a lot like that time you named a country Bureaucrin and then tried to pronounce it with a French accent.
Yeah,
which
you know,
is physically.
I mean,
which is physically
there's only so
impossible.
much world building you can do before you then start playing it and then having to do things.
It's valid now.
Anyway, so over these over these next couple of hours, starts to fill up.
Was it
a few more
everything you
people
hoped for and
inside. But yeah, they don't seem to be particularly. They don't look like adventuring types. They just look like general citizens of this place, and not in good means. Yeah. So then the time comes. You see that the barman disappears out of the back door.
Does someone else come up to the bar to start serving people?
Yes, and one of the waitress who came in over the last hour then sort of takes over on the bar.
When he's definitely gone, I'm just going to go to the bar. I'm just going to buy some wine.
Oh.
I'm going to ask her, it's like, do you have any wine that tastes like, what's that wine I had down by Hill, by Halfrage?
Werewolf blood.
Goodberry wine.
Oh yeah.
Goodberry wine.
Goodberry, no.
Or anything is close.
And she's like looks a bit panicked. She's like, and
Anything got
just
similar
starts
taste.
looking over all of the
Some of
wine
your
on the
best
back.
wine, then.
Best wine, right? All right. Yeah, there's a bottle here. Here you go.
Can I get 2 glasses?
Yeah. Just awkwardly hands them over to you. So it's 5 gold pieces.
That's fine. I'll pass the 5 gold.
Thank you
Welcome to
kindly.
a dilapidated town where the prices are fucking.
That is the
astronomical.
best wine.
So 5 gold pieces for good wine is not good wine.
As I go out the front door, I'm
Mhm.
going to leave with the glass and 2 wines. I'm going to empty my water satchel and fill up the wine.
Oh, okay. I like it. All right.
And then I'm going to head round to the meeting back.
Okay. So you head round to the back of the tavern,
Do we want to
which, as you work out, is actually the side where the bar is. Heading.
If anyone's still at round the bar, I'm going to signal to them that they can see me leaving.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Well, and you passed me a note that the shit was going down. So as Seth makes his way out,
Mhm.
Brucon gives it a moment. So you're going out the back way, right?
No, I'll go out the front and then round to the back because
Yes, because you're not going to go through the bar
Yeah.
because that would be weird.
so I'll head out the front to be least
Okay.
conspicuous.
After you've gone, Brucon will call it a minute, and then again mosey on out there.
Okay. Cool. All right. So.
Go down.
So when you head round to the back, you see this area. There's barrels stacked up. There's clearly like the porter entrance to the tavern. There's a few crates around the back there as well. Just general bric-a-brac. Nothing of particular note. But there's no Hogarth there either. You seem to be there alone.
If there's a back door, I'm just going to do the secret thieves can't knock. Translates
I
Every
forgot
knock.
about that.
to every knock will be that.
I'm trying to make this happen. All right. Okay. So you do that, and after a moment, door kind of creaks open. You see-
Unbelievably sophisticated network of thieves.
And you see the waitress
Crisscrossing the
kind of
country.
open door. The front door's over that way.
I was looking for the other bartender.
Hogarth's he went off. He doesn't normally tell me where he's going, but he'll be back soon, probably. You can wait inside if you want.
That's fine, thank you very much.
All right. Close the door.
Can I take a look around at where I am and see if I can see
Yeah, make a
if
perception
he's
check.
there or...
Sure. Natural one.
Natural one.
Oh, okay. So what is that in total with perception? 3. Okay. So when you look around, can't see him in sight. There are a few buildings around that you can see as well, and there is one thing you do notice, and that is you see a burly-looking gentleman just kind of standing, leaning against the wall of the tavern, just beyond where you are. So along the same wall, but further back. And he seems to have like chewing on some sort of cud or something in his mouth.
To the side that's not facing to the side that's not facing opposite side to him. So if he's on my right and I've got my back to the wall, looking away from the tavern area, I'm gonna just draw a knife in my other hand so that he can't see.
Oh, okay. So make a sleight of hand check, but with advantage because this is a good place to do it.
19.
19. So I'm pretty sure you stealthily got that up there. And when you observe this gentleman, you can see that as you do so, you move your knife to be drawn. You see that he kind of pushes back his cloak, and you can see a sword on his about his person.
I draw my long sword.
And my great.
He then pulls out whatever he was chewing in his mouth and throws it to the floor, and you see this black tar-like substance that's gross. So he throws that to the floor, and then just starts walking straight towards you.
Can I get a quick check to avoid nonsense bullshit stuff going on? So Brucon saw Seth leave.
Yes.
He waited a short while.
Yeah, about a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, left to go in his. I can't remember the details on the note. Was it saying about where?
2 hours round back.
Round back. Okay.
Yeah.
So Brucon will sort of creep away. He wants to keep a reasonable distance away from Seth to give him backup, but obviously at the same time get close enough. So what as he goes round the back, what's he? Stuff's going to happen before you get there. So that's absolutely
when you exit the tavern, you see on your right, you see two larger gentlemen both heading towards the side.
When you say larger gentlemen,
I mean large as in
they
look
euphemistic.
No. I mean as in bulky. I mean as in built like a
the heavy
brick. Yeah.
Times two.
Big like they're henchmen.
Takes up 10 by 10.
And I
Beefcakes.
a dodge as he starts to come towards me. So I'm
You can
ready-
prepare a dodge.
I'm ready to dodge, but
Yep.
I'm prepared to talk first. It's not like he comes over and I'm like, oh hi.
So
Yeah.
so you prepare a dodge.
Yeah. So I've prepared to dodge, but especially if he goes to attack me, I'd dodge. But I'd like to talk to him first as he comes towards.
Sure. So you prepare a dodge, and
When
as he
gets to
approaches
about
you,
15 feet from me,
yeah,
can I help you?
yeah, you can. And he doesn't answer until he gets within 5 feet of you, and then he says, "Fang sent us." And what's your passive perception? Including with the, because you're attuned to the rings, you still get the benefit. So
Then 15.
15. Okay, with 15.
Is Laney's ring gonna just randomly?
Well,
kill?
she hasn't attuned to it.
No, but I'm saying, so if he's still attuned to it, is it just gonna?
Oh yeah, no.
Like remotely.
Guys, this will be explained right now.
Yeah, go for
You feel, you feel two hands grab one on each arm, and then you hear emanating from you. The two guys that he saw came from behind you because you were then facing him. You're facing the guy. Anyway, one of them. Okay, fine. Both of them grab one arm then.
Jim's just going.
Okay.
And then you hear emanating from you, "Alert! Danger! Alert! Danger!" Very loudly, and you also hear this outside.
First item pinged back to you.
Oh, it's coming from here. Oh, right, okay.
Gonna need to roll initiative, guys. Let's go.
Me too,
Sorry.
I would say for this,
because I'm in the room.
because you're in the pub and it's busier, so you can roll initiative, but your first thing we'll have to do is basically check that you can hear this above the din. So
can
that'll
this
be your
be,
first turn essentially to do
like,
that. So yes, roll
Yeah,
initiative,
sure.
and we'll throw you in.
Furious life or death battle outside. Inside, everyone just kind of like, this is actually really nice, isn't it?
Having a lovely time.
I like this.
Roll
part.
for ambience.
But
Yeah.
sorry, yes, because you were leaning, so one of them grabs
So I'm
you.
leaning against
Yeah.
The whole reason I lean against the wall.
Oh,
so
right.
I'm looking at
Well,
her.
there it is.
What's that? No one could sneak
Oh.
up.
Oh.
Yeah, but
wow.
equally, you
So
also
I'm
have.
like, I'm like in the middle of the building.
But equally, you would then want
It's
to
gonna
talk
be
to this
part of the
guy,
fight anyway.
so you're facing him, and you had a dagger drawn in the other hand, which they saw, so they were going to immediately grab you.
You're
So,
gonna love this.
initiative. What did you roll?
1.
Natural one. Brilliant. So you're right at the bottom there. Nearest. Okay. All right. Anyone get? Well, in fact, Seth, what did you get?
19.
19. Oh, that's not as high as I thought it would be. Huh?
Fucking 19. It was like, oh wow.
That's not so high for you. That's pretty average for
Not
you.
in the 20s.
I rolled an 11.
Just in case it wasn't already clear. Fuck rogues.
I'm on your team!
Never! Calm yourself. Okay.
A little bit harsh, guys. It's
Goddamn rogues.
come on, we're on the same.
Your team!
We're on the same team.
Yeah, exactly. He's
But-
on your
Oh
side.
no, but I would
Oh,
say.
wait.
Make me come back with a new
Are we,
character.
or am I just the guy who softens them up for you to murder?
In fairness,
just
I think
gonna-
I think
he's just gonna
correct
come back as a
call
bard.
that was an average roll for you, 19, because it's 11
Yeah.
you said. So yeah, that's fair enough. All right, so 19 for you. I got less than that, so that's great. So you still go first, Seth. So that's great. Anyone else gets 20 or above? No. Anyone 20 to 15?
I got 18.
18, great.
18
18 as well. Okay, you can fight amongst yourselves for that one.
You can go, because Mala is currently
Alrighty.
having a snooze.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay.
He's going to wake him up.
Howland, then Malar. I will dispense things
Up in
shortly.
the end, or-
Anyone else between
Common room.
between 20 and 15? Anyone? 1 for Seth. 2 for Howland. 3 for Malar. If you pass that, thank you. Okay, 15 to 10. Okay, 10 to.
Oh, no.
Okay, 10 to 5.
6.
6.
8.
8. Roll off with me.
Oh, okay.
14 for me.
9 for me.
9 for you. Sorry.
Is that just straight rolls, yeah?
Yeah, just straight rolls. Yeah. Okay. So 4 for me. 5 for you. 6. 6 with a 6. There you go. Okay, and that should leave.
You have lucky number 7.
And I'll say for the purposes of this, to avoid confusion, that Fleeting and Rexland we won't involve them in this unless you choose to. Okay?
Minis?
Yes. Let me grab them. Shit, I can get the minis out.
Are we functioning outside the tavern now?
You're functioning inside the tavern unless you're snoozing, aren't
The
you?
action is happening outside.
Yes, the action's outside. Exactly.
Because the map is inside.
Yes. It's interesting. Now you can swing the camera round the back to give a view of there around the corner there. That'd be nice.
See how
See how far it's straight.
It'll easily
Do
go.
we rotate the map?
A little bit there.
We could do that.
Yeah, up to you. Let me grab your figures.
We're already here. Oh, wait, there.
Oh, no,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
With this rotation of the camera, you will have all snacks in view.
Yeah. Behold a snacky
Christmas
horde.
feast.
Okay, here are all you
Stop judging
guys.
Robin's pies.
Position
Come on,
them
camera.
where you will. So Brucon, you are just
back?
outside the door.
That one.
Yeah.
How's the view?
We
Show
can't
me
Let's
the
put it up so
view.
you can see.
I need to see view.
Battle gum. That's quite nice. Dip it down a little bit, I think, and then you'll be glorious. There we are.
I kind of
Fleeting is
feel like
He's
you
not
guys
miles
can
away.
see what
How much time has passed? You said a couple of hours, right?
Yeah, so yeah,
Okay.
we've used short rest to keep those spells back.
So
Laney?
short resting card.
Is that Laney?
Oops.
No, that's Neris.
That's Neris.
It's been a
Oh.
while,
Yes.
but we still
Still
have
around.
a mini.
Yeah.
And these three guys, can you position one of them beyond Seth? So yeah, there. Yeah, that's good. About there.
For him to. So am I
One next to him that's grabbed him on his left
My
side,
grapple.
and another one. We'll do a grapple check. We'll do a
Kill
grapple check.
effect.
Or,
Does the dodge do anything to that?
Yeah, gives you advantage.
Yeah.
And the other one next to
On
him.
the side.
Next to him, so they're together essentially.
Oh, they're together.
Oh.
So.
Not yeah, those two. Yeah. They came from that direction, and Brucon saw them, so that makes sense. There we go. Good. Lovely.
And Fleeting is fucking miles away.
He's miles away. So yeah, this is a.
He's presumably off.
Yeah, he's off the map with the carriage around the side. Okay, so nice. So top of the round then, which will be Seth, but yes, we will do. We'll do a grapple check just before your turn. Okay. So you get advantage because you're dodging, and they're going to try and
I
grapple
can't be
onto you.
coincidence.
What?
You bring up my Boris accent.
Grapple check.
Okay,
Boris.
someone in the Twitch chat is going,
What do I
oh my god,
do?
you guys bring up my Boris accent.
What do I have to
Thank you,
grapple
Dedicated.
check?
So it's athletics or
Dedicated.
acrobatics as you're trying to escape the grapple.
I do not understand this joke.
23.
23. Well, I rolled a natural 1, so you definitely avoid being grappled. You slip out as they grab your hand. You manage to slip out. Now it's your turn.
Cool. So this guy didn't go to attack me, did he?
No, he was the one who was talking to you.
So the one that's just grappled me, I'm going to draw out my short sword,
Okay.
and I'm going to go to stab him
Mm-hmm.
with my first action. So just a normal attack.
First and only action. Like with my first action, I was like, you only have one action.
First attack.
No, that's alright. Just to check.
So 15.
I need his.
Bonus.
I need his dice.
Right.
I need James's
Spend
dice.
it on attack.
Rogues.
So 22.
Ridiculous rolls.
22 hits, roll for damage.
Can I
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy
borrow
for whom
D6?
19 is like.
Yes.
Can I borrow a D6? Ah, go on. Thank you.
The lower
Totally
end of the bell
rigged.
curve.
Rigged. Rigged dice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 damage.
10 damage. Alright, you sink the short sword into him. He's still up. He's not very well armored, but this looks like a tough
And
guy.
then with my
Tough guy.
Guy.
Tough guy.
with my dagger, I'm going to use my bonus action to stab into him with a dagger as well.
Ah, okay, got you. Yes, do it. Do it.
25.
That hits as well. Rough damage.
And that's 4 on the dice and no modifier.
Okay, so 4 damage, so 14 damage over the 2 hits.
Yeah. And then because I've got
Still up.
disengage as a free action because I attacked him.
Yep.
So I'm gonna move away. Probably about 20 feet away or so. I'm gonna just. Yeah.
If you're taking yourself off the map,
Yeah.
you do need to specify. I'm afraid.
Yeah. So I'll say.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dedicated. Lego as a battle map option for D&D is superb. Bit of lateral thinking.
Thank you, Dedicated. Yes, the Lego is genius. Thank you for that. Yes, yes, we do enjoy the
I'll
Lego
move
phase.
just 20 feet away. I just basically want to see how many attacks I've got.
Sure. Okay.
And then when I pull back, I'm gonna say.
Something cool.
No.
Be cool, man. Be cool.
Something super badass.
Where's
Oh,
the
I-
one-liner? Come on.
Something cool.
This might help.
How about stay away, baddies?
Horsey.
Dean's.
Poor horsey.
One of my only purchases at Dragon Meat was these mat things you can stick on the
I'm
cardboard.
gonna say Dean.
Brilliant. I'd make layers. Anyway, yeah.
Dean told us to come to you to settle his debts. Why are you attacking me?
Okay. Which one are you directing that out? Sorry. Just all of them?
All of them.
Well, the one you just stabbed just laughs and spits out a bit of blood, and the one who you were trying to converse with, who said Fang sent us, says she, Dean's already collected. Bozo.
He was played up front, wasn't he?
No.
He's already collected the second half.
Second half was the.
Howland Cragmere, you are inside the tavern,
Aye.
so I need you to make a perception check to see if you can hear the clamour of danger, alert, danger above the din.
15.
15 is exactly what you needed. So yes, you hear there is something going on, and you can hear there's something going on from outside the tavern. Yeah, what are you doing?
Some guy's ring is in danger.
You know whose
So
you know whose ring that is.
Yeah.
No, sorry, you know whose voice that is from. You know that Lainey has the ring.
Yeah.
But you also told her
I
not to
didn't
attune
give
to
her the
it.
ring. I still have the
Oh,
ring.
sorry, you have the ring,
Yeah.
and you haven't attuned to it because you've seen what it does. You're like, no. That's very wise. What would you like to do?
So I just hear this over the sound of the.
Yes, you hear this over the top.
Alright.
Yeah, it pierces your ears.
Cool. I look round the group and go, Seth's in danger. We need to get out back right now.
Again?
Everyone's response is, or we could let that motherfucking rogue.
I love how prepared you guys are for the meat. You're at the pub drinking.
So, like,
Yeah,
at
we-
that point, I poke Malar with.
I told you guys where and when.
Put Gant in there as well. It's with you
Oh,
guys.
what?
He's having a doze.
Told
Yeah,
you,
well,
I
I
told,
went-
Relax.
told you guys when
So
and
then-
where, and you're in the pub drinking.
Cool. So
You
yeah,
can
go.
move this.
With that, I will.
100%. Basically, you do the little thing. I didn't.
Yeah, Brucon, you guys can't see it, but
Come on.
Brucon's around the side.
Yeah, we're going to agree to do things.
Yeah. So basically, I hit him
Right.
with my stick, and he
I'm
fires
gonna-
a little harder.
I'm gonna try and.
We'll come back to that.
Gonna try and vault the bar.
You're going to try and vault the bar. Okay, I like this because this worked so well last time when you vaulted something.
Hop, a skip, and a stack.
Acrobatics
Caught.
check.
I got a caught on a
Escape is
banister
already
last
ready.
time.
Huh?
I was going to say,
ready
I've
to
never
be-
seen anyone pop a collar with a cape.
Yeah, that's my
before.
big pop collar.
Right.
I love
so
Elvis.
it's not the tallest of bars. There was a dwarf behind it, but make an acrobatics check nonetheless.
You do that. So 6 will actually get you to bar just behind the bar if you succeed at this.
Okay. I didn't roll very well, but I do have inspiration, which I'm going to use.
Yes!
20.
Natural.
Dirty 20.
Natural 20. No, dirty 20, okay. Alright, yes, you do it with ease. Plant your feet on the other side of the bar, the waitress is oh! Like, no, what's happening? What's happening? And immediately backs away from you. So you can get... You say that's as far as he can get, so he doesn't get through the door.
So
That's one action.
So you're up to the door.
Cool. And the door's closed.
Yes.
Right, okay.
No, just run through it.
I've got pretty good athletics. I could just barrel through.
Alright, yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, cool. I'll just dash right on through.
You're going to need to make an athletics check for this.
That would be a 23.
23.
Sorry, 22.
Right, the door was locked, but as you barrel into it, shield first, like it splinters and you crashes open, and you go, it flies open with you charging through it.
where do you want to be? Put you just the other side. So.
With your cape flowing
just put me
majestically in
between
the
the two of
air.
them.
Defying gravity.
Actually, between me and Seth. The assailants and Seth.
I'll put you in melee with the
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise
That's
he
fine.
would get an opportunity attack. Yeah, so that's fine. Okay, good. Nice one. Malar, you're next. You're being poked by a stick. Oh, okay. So Malar, what's Malar's passive perception? 13. No, you're asleep, mate. You're asleep. Currently not doing anything. That's your turn.
Suddenly, your dream turns to infinite rats.
Meanwhile, outside.
No, Seth, let's go save the people and the werewolves. These fools are fucking asleep.
Moving on night.
Oh, also, if you have inspiration, if you don't have inspiration, you can have inspiration because that's
No,
sticking to
I
character
reward
choice.
this.
He's sticking to character choice. That's fair enough, but at the detriment of the party. So, that's fair. Okay.
I mean, you said the party. Mainly so.
If I let someone die, do I get inspiration?
Depends who it is. Anyway. All right. So.
It wasn't a no.
So it's
was
now
like
their
not
turn. The thugs outside. So the one that's in melee range of Howland, on seeing you crash through the walls. Sorry, it's seeing you through the walls, obviously through a door, obviously.
Kool-Aid man.
Oh yeah!
But it's more like, hey up!
Hey up, back on.
Oh, aye.
I really wish before he'd done that, I'd like run away and gone, oh no.
He pulls out a mace, goes to swing at you with it. So you make an attack roll against you. Rolled a 2, so that'll miss. But he has 2 attacks. So I'm gonna stick him again. Second attack, 5.
Clang.
That's 9. That'll miss, I think, or 10. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It misses. Pang. Against your shield, does no damage whatsoever. The other 2 are going to advance on Seth.
Of course.
Because, you're the target.
Up to melee.
Up to melee range, yeah. Well, one will actually. The one with the crossbow will stay back. That's a good call. He'll stay back.
Yeah.
So the one so that one again, he withdraws also a mace. Goes to make an attack against you. Natural 20.
Why do you like critting me?
I don't. I'm sorry. I feel genuinely bad.
you
It's
two
happened a
and your
lot
rolls.
of times.
Is he attacking?
You two and your rolls,
yes.
I swear to God.
wrong.
I'm
Wait.
critting you.
Wait.
Hold up.
Natural
I'm going to
20.
use my reaction to confer disadvantage
Yeah.
with my protection.
Yes, with your
You.
interposing your shield.
Favourite. Awesome.
That changes the roll to a 17 on the
Is it
dice,
within 10
which
feet?
is
Or within
I mean,
21. So
So
it still
take
hits,
their
but it's not a
dice
critical hit. So that's
and
cool.
switch it
I was
with
gonna
my
say, what's
dice.
the range on that?
And see how
Anyone who
cute-
attacks
Surreptitiously.
a person within 5 feet of me.
So
It's 10
you
feet
take
away.
6 points
Oh,
of
sorry,
bludgeoning
I can see
damage.
that.
6 points.
6 points of bludgeoning damage, and then he goes to strike again with the mace.
Not that I want.
and it didn't make any difference anyway because
That's 20 on the dice for the second one. So that hits as
The
well.
first time was a crit.
So that is another 6 points of damage. So 12 altogether. The last one with
double
the
it.
the last one has a heavy crossbow, and he goes to shoot. I'm gonna say, given the line of sight, because his mate's in the way, he's gonna shoot at Howland.
Sweet.
Sweet, shoot me,
Point
bro.
blank range with the crossbow, you'd favour those odds against armour.
7 misses. So put up your shield, bam. Just shield everywhere.
Yeah.
That's their go. That's all 3 of them. Pack
You
tactics
Captain
into
America.
that.
Captain Cragmere.
Captain Crane.
All right, that's their go.
Captain Crowflies.
So next up is Leobrin, and then Brucon. You're on deck after Leobrin.
Ah.
We're running outdoors.
First thing you need. You've been told, so you don't need to do these checks anymore.
Yeah. I will. He is snoring. I will
want to wake up.
try and. I'll just
pinch his trunk.
Can I just like
blast his nose?
Can I just shove him as I run past? Is that going to be a thing?
Well, I mean, technically a shove would be an attack, but what I'll say is, what I will say, a shove attack, a special kind of grapple. But what I will say is, I'll say for the purposes of this, you can do make a check for me. This will be a strength check, and we'll say we'll do this as part of movement. This is a free action.
A free object interaction where I just grab his trunk and pull it as I run.
Yeah, still make the check for me, please.
So
It depends on the
checking?
strength.
It's not good.
Strength.
He rolled a Howland.
Just straight strength.
Oh god,
Yep,
that's my legacy.
Is
Trying to make up for it with protection.
a 5.
5. So you grab his trunk and you like yank it as hard as you can, but then it slips from your grasp, and you weren't expecting it to be as malleable as it was. And then you're, but
It was in a tankard of ale, to be honest.
yeah. No, I mean, obviously it's not. It's anyway. It's how do I put this? It is it droops. It's anyway. You move on from that. So it slips out of your grasp in your hurry.
Does the word
to
you were
leave.
searching for rhyme with acid?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good
Indeed it does, but I was like, do
Well
I
done.
say this?
Well done for not saying it.
Things have deteriorated in Manylands. Seriously.
Shout out to our promo colleagues, Tabletop Crafter. Thanks.
Thank you for
You're
enabling more of our weirdness. It's great.
Having seen
Thank you.
Howland vault over this bar, I'm going to attempt the same.
Can't you see him through the door?
I
Oh yeah,
can,
the door is broken, so yes, you can now see.
But having seen Howland vault over the bar, I'm going to attempt to do the same.
I refer you to my previous statement.
I thought it was worth a shot.
Oh, and a big thanks to Dedicated, who says, well, after Drake Lazarus saying, they can get absorbed in the comments, says, I am patient and pleasantly surprised how fun this is to watch. So yeah, thank you.
He had a
It's a lot.
question.
Thank you.
He did have a question about something. We'll get back to that. Anyway,
Uh,
in the moment.
Combat.
It is a dwarf height bar.
Athletics.
Athletics or acrobatics, it's your choice.
Both the same. 10.
Just about clamber over that bar.
Yeah.
And then
It's
when you
not
land,
it's not
parkour.
as gallant as Howland when he went over.
yeah.
This is more of a kind of a stumble, and you catch yourself at the end and
you-
awkwardly climb over.
Yeah, you get up to it, you turn around, you sit on it, you slowly swing both legs at the same time over, then lightly spring off the other side, and then go parkour, and then carry on.
He starts to sing.
Parkour!
Straighten up your rough.
Starts to sing his theme tune before he jumps over.
I'm glad we're role playing for you.
And a few more bars of music.
So yes,
It's like you guys have seen my youth.
so I think that's all of your movement, is it, to get there?
It is my movement to get
Cool,
there.
cool.
I will
Doors nicely open for you.
blast that nasty-looking fellow in front of me.
Cool, yes. I
No,
take
I'm your
it
friend.
blasting him with eldritch
There.
energy, perhaps.
Blasting that guy.
Blast his ass. I mean,
That is a 19 to hit.
A 19 is gonna hit, so roll for that damage.
Yeah,
we
that
found the
is-
number. Hang on, that's the wrong kind of dice.
That
Wasn't
is
that
wrong
Eldritch-
dice.
Eldritch
You're
Blast?
right,
If
sorry.
he rolls a 12 and it's lower, I want.
No!
It was a 6.
Oh shit! I thought that was a 7 for a moment.
From a 6 to a 1.
Mistress Fate is fickle.
I was like, he
1
found numbers
point of
higher than
damage.
3 on the dice.
Four altogether.
Four altogether.
As you blast him with eldritch energy.
Yeah.
Tiny
Outreach.
With this, again, with your signature kind of
The
pinky
little
purple movie
Yeah.
colour coming from it. Okay, that's you. Next up,
So with the statutory minimum quantity.
Brucon.
of Eldritch energy.
Neris, you're after Brucon.
Brucon is going to.
It looks just like that. The dice, yes, thank you for that. It's kind of going in and out of focus.
Brucon just kind of. Brucon knows exactly what's going on. Oops.
He moves the entire
Yeah.
tavern with
Yeah,
his
yeah.
monkish
Yeah.
skills.
Casually just.
Mine's strong.
No, he just he detects fairly early on what's going on around the back there, and just kind of casually mows his arm down the side, and then hit my gong.
Oh, sorry. You're going to do a thing. Hang on. The music stopped just in time as well. Here we go.
Keyboard spent.
Everybody was Brucon.
fighting.
All right, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Flurry blows, baby.
Flurry of blows, baby.
Flurry blows, baby.
I'm okay. Yeah, great.
As rigid as my last trunk.
No.
Cool. So blue die, short sword, black and red die, unarmed attack.
Alrighty, going hard, going with them all.
Okay, naturally the short sword came up with an 11.
11 is their armor class.
Oh, well then they all hit.
Yeah, well, there we go.
Because
No,
there
that-
were
There we
Fabulous.
go.
two with 10s. So that will be 1d6 and 2d3 plus 9. 9! Okay, so that's 17 damage.
17 damage in total.
I got recognition from the rogue.
Yes.
And with
That's all it is.
He's coming after you. He's
and you see,
so
he didn't
jelly.
seem to see you coming, but he just like as you stab into him, he momentarily drops his heavy crossbow in one hand, like and just the blood just starts pouring from his back. He is still up, but he is looking bloody at this time.
Nice.
All right, that's your turn, I believe. That's everything. So, Neris, it is your turn.
So I'm going to take my big stick, aka the Rat King staff.
The Rat King stuff, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This close. So first I'm gonna poke him a
Hit
little
his
bit.
flaccid trunk with my big stick.
Oh, you're just going to use the word outright. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
There we go.
First I'm poking.
Gonna poke at him.
Miller.
So technically, you can use your action to wake him up. So for this purposes of this,
I want to wake him up by just like thwacking him lightly with the staff.
okay, yeah. So you're not gonna hurt him, but you are gonna wake him up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just,
With
and
mad
then, like,
stab.
as that happens, just like the trunk comes out and
Karaoke night at the Miner's Arms.
So yeah, with that, the entire bar quietens down. I mean, it already quietened down significantly when people started charging over the bar, apart from the waitress like
And
screaming out
breaking the door.
and breaking the door. Like, everyone's like, what's going on? And then the chat was like, oh, what's happening? Then so everyone goes quiet. It was silent. Continue.
Yeah. So there.
We have to sleep.
People in trouble. And then so go. And kind of like so I'm still looking unwell. I'll back you up.
Okay, keep your
Obviously
distance,
not-
Miss Neris.
Setting anything on fire anytime soon.
Are you
but
pointing to the opening, the other side of the
I
bar?
believe
yeah,
in you.
that's it.
I think
Maybe
I'll
I'm
li-
like there, come on. Seeing as my back's to the.
Silhouetted against the light.
You can set
Okay,
things on
and
fire
are you
with
doing anything else at
arcane
all, Neris, or is that your turn?
That's my turn.
That's your turn. All right. And
get my
Gant, who's
spells.
also sitting alongside you,
There are
goes,
rats.
oh yeah, Deacon, shouldn't you
Later.
go and help your friends? I'll look after the lady here.
Gives him a serious stink eye.
Seth, it's your turn. Top of the order.
I want to kill him.
I'm the DM. You can't kill me.
You
Oh, I
accidentally
see.
throw a dagger back into the pump.
I know both. It's okay.
I just wanted to clarify, just
get
that
boomerangs
we're on the
or
same level of animosity.
I'm going to attack the guy in front of me with my.
Drake Lazarus, no, you haven't missed.
Ah,
a fake
son of a
dice.
bitch, you noticed.
There was a fake dice a few weeks ago with where the which I think you saw where the woodland creatures appeared, but since then we have not had a fake dice yet.
Yet.
There will be eventually, but keep on getting your entries in, guys.
7,
11.
11. 11 is a hit. Exactly a hit.
7-11.
I also do that.
On the guy in front of you, presumably. Yeah.
Yep. 5,
Brad Pitt doing
9, 14 from the first hit.
Oh man. With what weapon? The short sword.
Short sword.
Short sword. Oh yeah. Stab into him. He's not looking in a good way, but he is still up but now he's sort of spitting blood.
And then bonus action, I'm going to stab him with my knife.
Stab with the knife. Okay, go ahead.
25.
25
What's giving
hits.
you the bonus action attack thing?
Just
He's
do
a rogue.
Oh, it's because
No,
it's
anyone.
two light
Anyone
weapons,
can.
so you can
Yeah.
bonus offhand attack.
Anyone
doesn't
can
get
use two
to
weapons.
He doesn't get his ability modified.
I was going to say, it's just doing two weapon fighting. There's no bonus action.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm using my bonus action.
to use the offhand.
That's just 1 damage.
Just 1 damage with the second hit.
Just use one for sneak attack. If I miss one, I can add it on to the other one.
Again, he's not looking. He's looking ropey. This guy, but he just seems to be absorbing these hits. But he kind of grimaces through these blood-stained teeth.
Cool.
Not looking in a good way.
I'm a third of the map.
can always put more tiles down. Put more tiles down.
Go.
There's another one there.
No, gonna go here next to this guy.
Ooh. Alternative.
Sandwich him.
Give Brucon some advantage.
Aha, a little flanking advantage.
A Bruce's sandwich.
And I'm going to say to everyone that I can see, I'm going to point my sword to this guy.
Just like
and I'm
very
just gonna be
niche
like,
music.
Make sure he doesn't die straight away.
To the one you're next to now.
No, this one over here.
The one next to me.
Oh, the one who spoke.
Make sure you don't kill him.
All right, and you do hear that. So it's your turn.
Well, I had thoughts along those lines as well. I'd like to make a disarming attack on him.
This is a good idea.
That will be a 17.
17. Yeah, that hit.
Cool.
So remind me of the disarming attack.
Yep. So
Is it no damage, or is the damage plus the?
I can add the superiority dice to the attack's damage roll.
Yep.
So I still do damage, and then the target must make a strength saving throw.
As if he drops his weapon.
Yes.
Yeah,
On a fail, he drops the weapon that I choose, and it lands at his feet.
And what's the save DC?
To save DC would be 13.
13. Rolled natural 1. So
Excellent.
roll the damage, please.
So that is going to be 2d8. That'll be 12 damage.
12 damage. All right. So with that, you hack at him with your sword, and because it was a natural 1, you also you aim to disarm him, but in fact you just hack off his hand.
Oh,
and the sword drops with the hand. Sorry,
I was going to go
the
for
mace drops
non-lethal
with the
damage,
hand.
but
No, he's not dead. He's still
Okay,
he's still
good.
alive, but
He's just bleeding out.
he's just bleeding
Yeah.
out with now one hand on the ground. Yeah.
do you know what? Screw it.
Just go with it. Just roll with
I've
it.
got a bonus action I'd like to do, and I'd like to just shove him with my shield. Just to.
Yes, we are all from England. Yes, it's where we're based currently in England. But we've got more things. We're based in England.
Farming.
Based in England.
Bonus action.
We're from lots of
Not
places.
English.
Does
Not
some
English.
puppetry.
Smash
It's like, oh,
backhands him with his own hand.
Just
Yeah.
sounds it.
Yes, exactly. Not from England, but we're based in England. Yeah. We're a diverse collection of people from interesting things other than me, who's very
You
uninteresting.
know what I saw with the hand thing? It's like from Robin Hood, Men in Tights, when he picks up the glove. It's like, nice! Except this time it's his own hand.
So you've done that. Anything else?
Yeah, so I'm going to hit them with the shields.
Ah, yes.
I've rolled a 17 on my shove.
Yeah, that works. That hits.
Cool. And I just want to knock him prone.
Just knock him prone. So down he goes. It's now one, like still going. Oh! Look at his hand. He gets shoved onto the ground.
That was the injury, this is the insult.
Fighters.
Just going to plant my sword next to his head.
Oh, beast, like it. Okay, that'll be your turn. So, Malar, you've now been roused from your slumber.
Allah.
1,
It goes
2,
out to
3,
people
4. I'm just going to
Don't go through the bar. Don't go through the bar.
I was thinking
climb
going to the
over.
bar.
Like not stylishly, just gonna just functionally climb over the bar.
So that'll be difficult terrain. So just double move to get over it.
So you're standing on the bar.
So you climb onto the bar
And
and end your move on top of the
On
bar.
top of the bar.
Kind of
the bar
having
is
to-
7 foot tall.
So you're
Bar is
having to
7 foot tall.
hunch on top of the bar.
He finishes like a
You're
jumper,
mid-climb.
He's hugging the bar.
I'd say you maybe got 1 foot over the other side of the bar, but you're clambering over basically.
Oh, Mr. Leobrin, what's going on?
It's ladies' night at the Miner's Arms.
In front of me, like.
I'm too tall, I can't see anything. That's my turn.
Phrases, I'm too tall, I can't see anything.
He would be standing just at. Well, he might be able to see
Ceiling.
on the floor.
You would have. I mean, you weren't on the bar before you were on the bar.
This is all. It's all happening in quite a quick
My
space of
turn-
time.
my
It's gonna be
turn's
hard to
over.
notice
Sure.
things.
Oh.
No,
All right. So then it's their turn. So, okay. So the one who is on the floor with one hand missing, it's gonna make a morale check.
Natural 20. He's never felt more up for a fight.
He
Feels free without his
Picks
hand.
up his sword, attaches it to the stump.
Thank
Starts
you.
a film
May I have
franchise.
another?
Thanks for the upgrade.
Cue the Army of Darkness references.
Yes.
Oh, I love it so much.
Loads 2 shells into his shotgun.
Well, he
He's gonna come
he
back.
passes
with
his
a
morale
shotgun.
check, and what you see is he for a moment he looks very fearful, and then his eyes kind of narrow, and you see with his one remaining hand, he reaches into his belt and pulls out a dagger and goes to stab you in the foot.
All right.
Is it with disadvantage because he's prone?
That's a good question. It is, yes. Which was better. So he does. So that's an 11, which I'm pretty sure it's going to miss still. So he goes to do it.
I will just say it hits the boot, but it doesn't go in.
King, and nothing happens.
No sell that shit.
Then he tries again because he's got a second attack, again with disadvantage. 2 8s, so that's 12. So again, just nothing.
Nope.
And he just at the end of it, he just throws the dagger away. Fuck it, he's done. The other two, so there's one that's flanked by you two now. So the other guy's going to go and join him. He's going to basically stand parallel to him, so adjacent to him, so that he can attack both of you. And he's going to go for Seth first, because that's his quarry. He's going to go for you. So does I'm guessing a 10 will miss.
Yep.
Okay, one more attack, and he'll do it again in frustration towards you. Out of the box.
You can't even hit the tin.
He can't hit anything
From
today.
that far away.
13 misses. Okay, so swing, nothing. The other one, oh shit, no, they should have had advantage because pack tactics. Sorry. So we'll say that the first attack misses. I'll roll one more with advantage. Also misses because that's worse. The other one is going to attack Brucon, who's just stabbed into him.
Some tic-tacs.
Again, pack tactics. He's going to get advantage on the attack.
He's got a crossbow out.
He drops the crossbow. Good question. Yeah, good point. Drops the crossbow, withdraws the mace, and goes to attack you. So, again, 2 I'm doing martial today. I'm rolling doubles all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What's
16.
16 is exactly what is needed to do it.
There we are.
Again, Brucon's interpretation of the kind of is more the kind of like, yeah, whatever.
Pow. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage from the first attack.
no.
Second attack misses. 12, so that's a miss. But yeah, take a little bit of damage. A little tickle there. That's their turns. Leobrin.
I continue out the door. I have heard this "don't murder him" thing. So
You see him handless, like bleeding on the floor,
And that's done.
and he's just thrown a dagger away like no.
It's like, don't murder him when he comes out. It's like, that looks worse than murder.
Maiming.
Don't murder him. Murder is a release. Death is mercy.
Drake Lazarus says if the enemies rolled 3 doubles in a row, they'd have to go straight to jail without passing out, without being 2 gold pieces.
yes, like not looking at this poor handless man on the floor.
Just mutilating man on the
See
floor.
this?
Seth has said leave him alone.
To prolong his suffering.
Let me just see if there's
This one's very injured, isn't he? And that one's
Yeah,
slightly
yeah.
injured.
One of them's bloodied. So
There's a very good chance he
Yeah.
will have had no idea which ones you were pointing to there. To
Oh, sorry, the one that I was originally fighting with, without the one that doesn't.
the one, yeah, non.
yes, yeah.
He's very bloody, and the other one's bloody.
Pretty bloody.
That's that. No, the other one isn't bloody.
Oh, okay.
Well, crossbow guy.
Crossbow guy isn't bloody yet.
Stabbed.
Oh no, he's the one you hit.
Yeah.
Sorry, he is bloody. Yes, I
Brucon did
apologise.
17 damage.
Yeah, it's
both
the.
of these guys are being smashed up.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the one on the floor is bloody. The one in the hat is bloody. The one in the hood isn't.
What's the radius for that?
Yeah, you guys
You're
are
a little bit
No,
confused.
60
no,
feet
no,
is when-
can you get this guy in as well? Because I'm.
I'm pretty sure it is. It's
I'm immune.
pretty
Like,
big.
could you get these free? Because we're both immune to it.
He sleeps big.
Depends where he's like the one that's on the floor.
This
which
one.
square is he standing in?
He's in the one right in front of
yeah,
Howland, so
right-
he
right
would
there.
see.
Yeah. No,
90
Yeah.
feet.
He's there, yeah.
He's there. No, I can't get them.
Oh, it's creatures within 20
20
feet
feet.
of a point.
It's
Yeah.
alright,
Yes.
you get
Oh,
these
20 feet
two,
of a point,
we'll
you can
get...
get
No,
20 feet.
that looks 25 feet, doesn't it? Just out, because they're in the 4th square.
Yeah.
You see,
10 or there.
Or is it a 20-foot radius?
No, it's within 20 feet of a
within
point.
20 feet, not
10
20
10
feet
foot
radius. 10 foot
radius.
radius.
10-foot radius. So 20 foot
Oh, okay.
diameter.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
spell
So he's just
Within-
outside. You can get 2 of them.
Hold on. Sorry.
Creatures within 20 feet of
Sorry,
a point
I
you
clicked on the
choose
wrong
within
spell.
range. It is
also
a
begins with
20
S.
foot radius.
Shatter is the other one.
Oh, it's 20 feet radius.
It is a 20 feet
Well,
radius,
my
yes.
apologies. You can get
In
all
that
of
case,
them.
yeah,
But
everyone.
Howland is
When
not
Howland is in this-
immune to this
Yeah.
effect, nor is
But he's got enough
Brucon.
HP.
Yeah, I'm beefed up. I used almost all my hit dice.
So you can get all 3 of them.
And I literally rolled. I rolled enough on my hit dice to take me up to my max HP.
Yeah, same.
And then +4 Constitution. Pretty great.
Hey, this is.
That's a very good point. I didn't anticipate. Drake Clouser says the two main camera shots seem to be strictly segregated: glasses wearers and boring good eyes people. Didn't notice that at all, but yes, that's actually how it's ended up.
Well, except that I'm ruining it completely because I assure you these are not good. They are augmented.
32.
32 hit points in total. Okay.
I think I did that maths.
That is
Okay,
many
so
points.
the highest hit points of these guys has
The guys from
18 left.
lowest.
No, but the two of them immediately go down. That's 6 hit points for those two. Then 18 left for the other one, so he goes down. How much was it in total?
32.
32. So that leaves 24. So that leaves 8. So you're still up. You're still up. You're all up. Yeah, you good.
Rugo's got
Yeah,
28 hit points
We're
left.
both immune.
Yes,
so-
yeah, you're immune
Thanks.
anyway, so I'm just
I'm at
checking.
40.
You're all good. I'm at 40, just casual. Okay, yeah, so with that, all of them go down.
I saved the kill back and just swearing at me.
All 3 of them go to
The
sleep.
third time.
It's a spell.
He just really wants to do the murdering for once.
And with that, yes.
Murder now.
Sleep only lasts
I
for a
could,
minute,
but
doesn't it?
that's not.
Yeah.
It only lasts for 1
It's not
minute,
a
but they are
murder.
just,
It's
they all
not
just,
how
they all
Rubicon
just suddenly
rolls.
drop their weapons and collapse on the floor
Quickly, everyone
in
get
a
ropes,
magical
tie up their
sleep.
hands.
Malor will exit the bar at this point. Oh goodness, Mr. Seth, what have you done here? And we'll go and try and attempt to not fix the hand onto the stump, but just try and take care of the stump.
Can I roll for a glare? Because he came out and just looked at me.
No, I didn't look at you.
I mean, I don't. I think sometimes rolls aren't necessary for
No,
these things.
I
I think the
rolled good.
tension is quite clear.
Oh, Mr. Seth.
Anyway,
Yes.
so you're trying to tie rope around which one? Sorry?
No, I'm trying to just administer first aid to the stump.
Oh, medicine check, please.
Oh, but
And
it comes
Darius
out
is
to
just
the enemy
kind
of the stump.
slowly
I'm like, I'm
coming
cool.
up. And like that.
I've got this, Mala.
Does this need infinite rats?
Thanks.
Yeah. Just gonna
This looks like a
Just gonna
problem
come
that
up
can be
with
solved
HP
to
by.
the doorway and kind of
Last order for
lean on,
So
on the
it's okay.
doorway.
We can theatre of the mind this
I'm
now.
one
You don't need to
over
put them in
half.
there.
I'll survive.
I just want to theater a little bit, but like, I'm
Yeah,
here.
She
I'm
was very
here.
similitude.
If I fill the wound with infinite rats, will it stop bleeding?
Tying up the other two.
It will be bleeding
Alright.
rats,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
no, so the answer to your question is
Yeah, so with that you
but
takes a little time, but you managed to
Tourniquet
you managed
and,
to cut off the bleeding, if you'll excuse the
I
pun.
think I could probably grab it towards
Is there a
somewhere
bleeding
and
look?
cauterize it.
Yeah, sounds good. You've got a tinder box, so you can strike that up and
Yep, right.
yeah,
We're tying all of them up.
tying them all of them up. Okie dokie. So you are tying the other two up. You said.
I'll tie up one, Brugon, do you want to tie up the other?
Yeah, do you want to both?
Sure.
Do you want to both make sleight of hand checks? Just
The
to
Oberon will
see
stand in the
how
middle
it's
looking
gone.
proud.
Rough and cake.
23.
9.
I will
9.
billow the cake.
Yeah, you think they're
because
pretty
it's
well
not okay for billowing.
secured between the two.
Maris is just gonna
I'll billow it
stare
myself.
from the doorway and just kind of think to herself, like seriously, how much trouble does this party attract? Like, just like, really?
So you now have 3 captives tied up and a
Mr.
perspiring nearest. What are you going to do with them?
Mr. Seth, what happened here?
Well, apparently the guy that we spoke to in the bar's already left. That one, the Stumpy, he said that Dean's already been paid. So the
Horsey.
lies didn't, so they
Horsey,
straight away
Stumpy.
attacked.
Naming
This,
convention.
where does this leave us?
Well, let's check. I'm gonna slap him awake.
The man who double charged us has left.
Yeah. I'm slapping them awake.
The
Like
first
front
one. The
hand,
first
Is
one.
it palm or back of the
Back
Is
now.
it like, where's my money?
I,
bitch? Kind of.
as long as it's a hand, I think it doesn't
Ugh.
matter. Just mocking him.
What do you want?
Which
Both
one's that?
hands.
It's not the one with the missing hand. It's one of the other two.
Is he the one that attacked me or the one that attacked Brucon?
This will be the one that attacked you. The one you tied up.
Cool. The other two awake.
No. You just slapped
No, I'm
them awake.
slapping all of them. I'm all awake.
Okay, they're all awake then, yes.
Basically,
You can't threaten.
walking
you can't
around
threaten
the
them
space.
with the rest of them unconscious.
I'm sorry, I wasn't clear that's what you were doing, so
what I was
go
going to
ahead.
say is now the good news is we don't need all of you alive. So we only need one of you. So
We're now holding tryouts.
yeah, we're holding tryouts to see who wants to live today.
Okay.
No, I'm waiting for one of them to say
Well
so.
said.
What?
And Nera smirks at that.
Is there any particular criteria you're looking for in the one you're going to keep alive?
Now,
Says the one with a bleeding hand. Well, lack of hand.
Yeah.
2
Stump.
hands.
I've
That's
cauterized it, it's fine now.
an excellent question. Now, we've got this note from Dean saying that to come to get the rest of the money from you. And you say he's already collected the money from you.
That's what we said.
Cool. And what was his job?
What was this, a fucking test?
I'm gonna put my shield on his throat.
Good.
You can put your shield up
Someone
what?
else is helping.
I'm gonna put the edge of my shield on his throat.
That's like the whole thing.
I was waiting
Good.
for someone to help me befriending and torture.
We don't fucking know. It's not our
We've
business,
arrived
is
at the
it?
cold-blooded torture part of the campaign. I'm surprised it took this long.
Mala, can you go get them some water?
Oh, of course. I go back in the
yes,
bar
I did.
and start to get a few tankards of water.
No.
Cool. So, the good news is you're a bit injured, but we've got the health potion to heal you up. Bad news is I'm going to pour the acid vial on you first. So,
When you have magic potions that fix everything, boy, does, ethics get a bit fuzzy.
need to know it.
Mr. Zeph.
Yeah,
Now-
quite. Yeah, Brucon's got it there like.
What do
what's
you
going
want to
on here?
know?
So,
Tell us what you want to know.
what did Fang send him to do?
Okay, so now you can make the intimidation check.
Can I give advantage or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does the acid not give advantage? I need to remember this.
Well, he's helping you, so anyway, all of those things give advantage. Yes.
Good, that was a natural one. 12, 15, 17.
17. All right. Look, we don't know much about Dean. He was just a delivery boy.
So you know nothing.
I mean, and they start looking at each other like we got to come up with something here. Well, and they're just reaching now, trying to figure out what
So-
exactly they know about
So
Dean.
would you have any issues drinking this wine that Dean gave us?
Oh, you've brought the wine with you. Excellent. Okay.
No. It's the wine I put in that.
Oh yeah. Yes, you did. Yes. Okay. Good call. Well, yeah. Why wouldn't we?
The wine that they asked
Very
us to
similitude,
deliver
very
to the mansion.
Right.
Hold it.
That's nothing to do with us, mate. We were just told if anyone comes after him, looking for, saying Fang sent them, that we were meant to intervene. As I said, Fang sent us.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna I'm just gonna add a bit more pressure to the shield.
180 days. I'm going to ease. No, more.
Let me think about that. And then ease off a little bit and say, "Who hired you?"
Fang sent us.
Where's Fang?
Beats me. He's not from round here, that's for sure.
Where did he hire you?
When he last came into town,
What's he look like?
he's a. Don't tell him.
Who said don't tell him?
The one in the hat.
Cool.
A tricorn hat.
Take his
I
hat.
amputate his hat.
Is he wearing a tricorn
He's
hat?
wearing a brown tricorn hat, yes.
Cool. I'm going to take the hat off and I'm
waiting
going
to
to take
do
his
that.
hat off and put it on.
What size is it?
It's too big for you.
That's fine. That's fine. I
It's a
put it
very
back.
large
It leans
hat.
back a little bit so it fits on nice. And I'm going to stab him with my knife in his shoulder and just go, shh, shh, shh. Someone's talking. And just keep the knife in his shoulder. If he makes a noise.
This will be an attack roll with an advantage.
I was hoping for the another slap in there. Just the disrespect.
With the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20
No,
Not
you
my
take
own
one-
hat!
Take
Not
one
my
of
own
the
His hat
shoes off
hits,
and
so
then
roll for the damage with the dagger.
I'm not doing sneak attack.
So,
I
because
don't
I'm
want to
going
do
Okay,
it.
yeah,
brown
okay.
M&Ms. To beat him to death with a
Uh,
lion shade.
Unfortunately, it's 7 damage.
Okay, so you stab it in, and with your sort of eagerness and overall exuberance, you slice his throat, and he just bleeds out.
Mr. Zeph, I think we're.
Seth, calm it down.
It's like, sorry, missed. You were saying.
Malar comes
I'm
back
pretty
in.
sure that's a crime.
Malar comes back in with 2 tankards of water. I wasn't able to find anything that spot. Oh goodness!
Drops them both.
Healing word.
Healing word. All right. So yeah, roll that, please.
Neris in the meantime.
Oh wait,
There's-
because
before
you're a
he
life
does
cleric,
that.
doesn't it do extra things?
Yeah,
Just,
Does maximum, doesn't it?
lots of healing.
That's
just,
brave.
just before he does that, when he's like, oh my goodness, I just go, he did it.
7 points of healing.
7 points of healing.
This guy's just
Suddenly
dancing
ratting
back and
people
forth.
Yeah.
Suddenly the
I didn't like the last Rat King.
suddenly the open wound on his neck closes up, and it looks kind of similar to the scar that Neris has around her neck in some senses. And he goes,
Mr. Seth.
oh fuck!
Cold-blooded killing.
Sorry,
I
I-
will not stand for such
The
a thing.
other two are looking jittery. Like, oh, he's not from around here. He's a knight. He's a knight. He must he come from out of town. I don't know, one of those rich places like around the coast. I don't know if I can know.
Now this is all useless information. We need something that, we want to let you live. Yeah?
I
Oh,
mean,
yes,
we
very
do.
much
We want
so.
to let you live.
We
just
do.
need some reason to.
You're the one that needs convincing.
I could take you to him. I could. And this is the one with the stump. I could take you to Fang. I know where he is. They're like, shut up! No, you don't.
Can I kill those two? Guess I'm looking to you.
Oh, you saying this?
Yeah.
No, we can incapacitate them, Mr. Seth. I would not have you going out murdering people. I would not be party to such a thing.
Roger, 2 incapacitations coming right up. Brucon walks up and does a
Pow!
and does his Vulcan neck chop maneuver from.
Thank you, Mr. Brucon.
from way
Most
back.
effective.
And Neris does a
So again,
not bad face.
so again, this is going to be just I'll say you'll hit.
Acceptably hardcore.
So roll for damage, please.
Just auto hit.
Just straight into hit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
so
I
you
can't
hit
do
this.
anything, but I'm sure
So,
as still gonna
4.
observe.
Hit him with a rat stick.
That is enough to knock one of them unconscious. The other one, not so much. He's so yeah. The one that's the one that you knock out is the one with the hat. Who he's just been killed. You then just knock him out.
Yeah.
The other one you hit, he's still up. The one with the hood. He's like, oh, what you doing? Get off me!
Oh, this one's tough. I might need to pulls out the cookery, apply a bit more force, flips it around so he's got the he's there kind of able to
Yeah.
potentially not doing it yet, but potentially knock him on the bonds.
As you do that, you raise the kukri up, and then this one pulls out a dagger and stabs into you with it.
What?
He rolled
I
a
fucked up the.
he rolled the
I
9 on
fucked
tying
up
him up.
to tie him up.
I'm gonna
So he's
get
like, and
Yep.
stabbed you.
vindication for murder.
This does 4 points of piercing damage to you, straight, not into the sternum because there's already a scar there, but just into your belly.
Right, Brucon stays. No, he's still got many.
Oh yeah, you're still there.
And
But just like,
still
ow!
there, like,
Neris is another face. You're going, oh no, he didn't.
Brucon's just thinking to just like lean in and go, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?"
And yes, because he has 2 attacks.
Yeah.
So
Then why did you roll them in this motherfucker?
I wanted to give you a chance to respond.
Yeah. Alright.
Oh, I think we should let him
roll
live. He's
to
got
hit
guts.
He's got sass.
This is so that's
Basically, all my faces
16?
right now are Neris' faces.
16
Just like,
to hit.
Oh, sorry, I've done the wrong thing.
What?
This is
yeah,
this is like a
basically.
grapple, so acrobatics or
Oh, right,
athletics.
okay, yeah, I was
So
No, he
he's
doesn't.
still sitting on the ground.
Acrobatics.
Oh,
Yeah.
Basically, you know
But
that.
for
that
the
guy
purposes
that
of this, he doesn't get disadvantage on this because it's not the grapple he's doing.
That was us. After he finishes stabbing Brucon, can I just grab his
Hang
shoulders
on.
to hold him down?
Hang on, let's find out. So
Wait a
acrobatics.
minute, let's see what this happens. Yeah,
Acrobatics
acrobatics
check.
or athletics up to you.
So that's 24.
24. That's pretty good. What has he got? Not that much. He goes to try and kick out your legs and trip you over, and you just kind of weather the hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Central gravity is a bit lower than you were expecting there, Chief.
He tries to run away.
Yeah.
Can I
You
grab...
can make an opportunity attack onto him because he's within.
Yeah,
range.
but again with
As he goes
the.
to stand up, can I grab his shoulders so Brucon for his attack? For Brucon's attack.
Again, you can attempt to. You have to move in because Brucon gets to go first because he's right there.
priority.
Let's give
Yeah,
advantage.
Brucon's gonna.
And this is technically that guy's turn, so he'll be able to run, and then you can catch up with him.
Yeah. Again, judo chop.
Yeah. Wah!
No, 9. Fucking cable.
Nice.
So,
It eludes you.
Rat King staff.
hmm
Can I command my rats to trap him?
You can do so. So you start running after him.
How far away is he?
He gets He's not gonna get that far too fast. So you can catch him, but you can do this
So
at
I'm
the same
gonna,
time.
yeah. So
If
I'm
he's
doing
running,
that.
I'm just going to throw.
Got to get up from prone, so he's used to
So
half his movement.
he'll be 15 feet away. So you within your short range with your just about
15, 25.
hits. Roll for damage.
Yeah, this again.
This isn't sneak attack because obviously you're not in melee range.
So it's only.
Well, on the one hand, there's your
9
desire to do
damage.
stuff. On the other hand, there's
9
Rogue.
damage. Nice.
Just does all the
Just
stuff.
just
He's
going
still
like,
up,
about
he's now
19
got damage
dice
back,
and
but
then
he's
fucking
still running. Now he can
So
60 damage.
I'm gonna like stand up properly, not
Fill
just,
him
I've
full of
just been
rats.
like, oh, what's happening this whole time. So
You just bought a one-way
and
ticket to
call
Ratland.
forth the rats.
Suddenly, so you can basically summon them within, I think it's a 60-foot range of you. So you can essentially summon them on top of him.
So I'm basically summon the rats on top of
And
him.
you just see these rats start
get
appearing.
him to restrain him.
They just appear from.
And I get a super
Shower of
Just a
rats.
waterfall of rats.
Conveniently, they come out of
and over
the.
there.
They come out of like
Broke up
the
everywhere.
gutters and
Yeah.
the from around the side of the tavern.
Is this the
just
Big Bang
converge.
Theory revived?
And so I have a super. I
Yeah, with
I
the
go from like to a super serious face. Which is
Vulcan
like,
grip.
nerve thing.
nerve pinch.
yeah.
But yeah, so you do that. You summon forth the rats, and they then get their own initiative. Basically, they envelop it over him, and they start biting at him. And you see, like, as he continues to run with this like the swarm of rats around him, like some scuttling behind, some seem to be like on his clothes and stuff. You just see him just gradually just slump over, and just the rats just converge on it. And
Yeah, this is a
I have a
Dishonored.
super
It's a
intense
We've got a
face.
Dishonored scenario
Yeah.
on our hands here.
Ms. Neris, I think he's down. You can call them off.
Or
Check.
Ms. Neris.
We should check that he's not going to go injure people in the city first, Mela.
Oh, Malar stomps over to the swarm of rats.
unfortunately, Neris controls them, so they're still there.
So, Ms. Neris, let
You
me
can start picking up rats.
just pulls a shovel out of fucking nowhere and just say like, "Oh, for God's sake!"
Fine, I
You
never get to
watch
have any
Neris.
fun.
You watch Malar go to start
Like
pulling
full
off
of
rats, and then
rats.
it's like.
Just have your rats like circle off of them.
It's just like there's like a
Meanwhile,
little
Leopard
smirk.
is at the fucking
little smirk
opposite
on
end of this
Neris's
alleyway
face.
now. It's like, whoa,
Breaks
rats,
out
you
as he's
say?
trying to like
Right there.
tiptoe around it.
And do you let Malar?
Yeah, and like first I'm looking at him, I'm observing what he's doing, and a little smirk comes up, and it's just like, okay, fine.
So the rats part, and you see that this corpse that's left is like stripped down pretty much to the bone.
Yeah.
How long did that take?
Not long.
They're like
The
piranhas.
rats, bro.
And it's like,
No, this is-
Like there's little chunks of flesh left, but it's just mottled and.
In my mind, I'm interposed
Not good.
between the body and the rest of the group, so I'd like to grab the skull. What is that? I just sort of pick it up and
She just goes like-
turn to Neris and be like, Ms. Neris, I mean, and I kind of just the rest of this.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Whilst this is
I'm just
happening,
like,
You
I'd
guys-
like to.
but-
Sorry, whoa,
Do
whoa,
I
whoa,
look
whoa.
like a rat? Am I a rat?
Let's bring it back. Bring back Howland.
Whilst that's happening, I just like to sort of step aside, my shield still on the stumpy throat, and just point at what's
see
happening and go, as you can see, you try to escape, it's not going to end well for you.
I see. I told
So-
you. I can lead you to him. Just don't kill me.
I want a race.
You want what?
His race, not... I don't want
Beat me in a foot race, why don't you?
My intimidation is so bad.
Twice around the continent.
I meant to say, I want his name, his
Here's
race.
the end of the town. Let's do this.
Fucking amazing.
If you beat me, I'll let you live.
Whoever loses gets ratted.
To the church and
Top of the hill, a shield each with sit and slots.
Like Fast and Furious.
You've played Cragmere Shieldy before.
I
and
immediately
Furious
regret getting
27,
everyone to
slice
shut
and
up for you
dice.
to say that.
That was gold.
That was not what I meant to say.
Timestamp, motherfuckers.
All right. So sorry.
Okay. I want his name. I want his race.
Yep.
And it's 100 meter time.
Shoe size.
His location.
And I want
Sponsorship deals.
And his chosen subject.
it's-
Slice and
the
dice.
the emblem on this knight, was it a broken fang? Sorry.
I didn't get his name. He just said he was Fang. he was a knight. He had armor, like plate armor. He had a fang crest. It was just a fang, just one tooth on its own. It wasn't broken. It was just one.
One fang.
Not broken.
I don't know where he came from. It's not from around here.
You didn't see their face, their hands, any part of them.
Hands! Hands! My hands!
Aye!
He was human.
He was human, right. Thank you for your cooperation.
And he's just sobbing.
I was going to backhand it with the shield.
And just knocks him out straight away. He's down and out.
I was going to ask where the barkeep went.
Does he get to just automatically knock them out?
He's got the shield.
Kung Fu guy! It's like
He's got the shield of
years of training at the monastery, completely
power.
You're the Kung Fu guy.
The
I'm
Swiss
the
Irish.
rogue. I've been sneak attacked every fight.
Yeah.
These things happen, guys. You've got to accept these things.
I'm on 6 out of 7.
I'm gonna go and find somewhere to bury this man.
Did you find my dagger?
Thank
you. Just gonna take my dagger back.
You see, the dagger itself
That's his trunk.
also has that kind of mottled quality to it. It looks like it's being chewed on by rats. It still works, but it just looks gross. It looks like pretty mean and
Rats. I've never used this before.
Go
Just
sheath
avoids eye
this
contact with
dagger.
That is a very cool stuff.
just literally just like look away, just avoid eye contact.
And thus was born Ratbender.
I'd
New
also like
class.
to go behind the bar
Attacked.
and take out your 10 gold.
Jeez.
all right. So you go behind the bar. You find the lockbox that's tucked underneath the bar.
We just turn
It's
this
pretty
place
much
over.
on display. It's pretty much on display. This is while you're going to bury the bones.
We're just turning the place over now.
The waitress, they're like, what do you want? What are you doing?
come in and
And
kill
you
two
explain that
people
you're looking for the
with
money, and she
Yeah.
offers you the strong box. You open it,
Space of half an
and
hour for writing.
there's only really coppers and silvers in there. There doesn't seem to be any gold in there.
Okay, he took it with him then. Yeah.
Bastard.
In that case, I'll take all of the money out and just throw it out into the room to all the people there.
Are you gonna say anything, or are you just gonna throw money silently?
Drinks are on us. If any of you seen, if any of you, sorry, I should be doing this again. If any of you have seen a man in plate armor, there's more drinks for you.
And they just they cheer.
and
Because
different
this automatically succeeds. So they cheer and they start swarming over the money. And some of them come to you. We saw one outside. He's on top of a carriage.
Yeah.
Anyone in armor with a fang sigil?
There's one inside the carriage.
Not that fang. Different fang.
Is it?
Complete fang.
And there's like a number of voices all shouting these things,
They're a member
mostly
of the
about
broken
those two.
fang, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, was Rex on the broken fang?
Yeah.
Yes.
Got myself
Order of the
mixed up. I
broken
thought it was the
fang,
other
yes.
way around. Okay, gotcha.
A complete fang, not a broken fang, a normal
And
fang.
it's just you're trying to reason with these swarm of peasants. They're not listening to you at all, and just grabbing the money. And also some of them are starting to help themselves to the bar. It's like now anarchy. Like they are just doing. They're pillaging. They're just
Either
stripping
that or
it for what it's
lock-in,
worth. The rest of you see the waitress exits out of the back door. And just runs off back home. Like, oh, my job's not worth this.
Wait, we're staying here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Do we now run this place?
Yeah.
Franchise opportunity.
Cool. I'm gonna go in. Are there lots of people coming behind the bar?
Yes.
I'm just gonna take the dagger out and stab it on the table as loud as possible. It's like, stay out from the bar.
Make a performance check.
Oh shit.
If that doesn't work, I have an idea.
Oh, 18.
Does it involve
18.
a waterfall of rats?
Echoes loudly, and
I think
a
it'll
lot of them
work.
just stop and they drop what they're
They
over
go
the holding, or they
rats
just
in
grab their mugs of
restaurant.
beer and they just kind of leave you to it. Leave the bar area.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Bar acquired. I have reached my game goals.
We the bad guys.
Yep.
Well,
I tried to buy everyone in the place a drink.
I'm just let's just recap the last sort of minute and a half. Malar is burying an eviscerated dead body.
I think it's more than eviscerated.
You have just taken
Largely
money that is
consumed.
not your own from this business and thrown it at the local populace and gone, give us information. And you've just come in and stabbed the dagger on the bar and gone, we own this now. We might be the baddies.
This has been coming for a while.
Drake Lazarus says, a freshly rebranded pub, The Slaughtered Dog, is now open for business.
Yes.
I'm on board.
Not against it.
I felt bad because
dog-related
the people outside are begging for coppers.
That's a good idea.
This guy took 10 gold from me for no apparent reason. The people, the wealth disparity in this town is very, very
It's a bit
high.
grey morality around here, around these
Around the
parts.
side of the
all
bar, do I see anything that would be like, well, from what we've seen in Flaming Jacks, like an entrance to downstairs, like a cellar or anything like that? or
You
somewhere
do
in
see
the-
one door
Oh, the
to your
underground
right,
rat road.
but you open it and you see this. It's just a storage area, really.
Oh,
It's
thank
not
God
much.
for that.
So it's,
No
you
more.
say it's a storage area.
Yeah, there's just a few casks.
There's an
and
umbrella
things
in the
like
corner.
Can I ask,
Never
Brugon,
coming
Yeah,
here.
Brugon, can you give me a hand taking these guys inside?
Yeah, certainly.
So while they're both unconscious, gonna drag them through to the storeroom.
Yeah, Bruco, clearly I need to work on my knots.
So, yeah, you guys do that and get inside, and just after you've got inside, are there any of you left outside? And the Malar's burying things, so that would have been done in that time. Anyone else?
No.
So you're all back inside now.
I think Leobrin's just standing outside in slight shock. Like, we've got these people unconscious too. We sliced his throat. He got completely shredded by rats. We've
The other one's crying.
started a riot.
Another person's maimed.
Yeah, handless man.
The main question is, when are we gonna go have this guy show us Tefane?
I mean, I think Leobrin's considering some more basic questions there, like, do I want to be part of this?
Yeah, and as you're contemplating this outside, as the time ticks
if
by,
people move indoors, Leobrin's staying outside, going like.
a bald dwarf, the mangy beard, sort of sidles on over and just kind of stops abruptly, looking at you.
That's the man who ran.
I say he was behind the bar.
That's Hogard, yeah. And he's like, what are you doing out here?
Sleep.
Sensational.
Oh my god. Okay.
I don't want to be part of this. I don't want to treat innocents with cruelty.
Sleep.
It's like, why can't we just talk and get along? Someone's here.
That was brilliant. That might be
so
the moment
good.
of the week.
21. One more. That's good. They're the same time. 28.
You put him to sleep pretty abruptly.
And he never wakes.
So
Collapses
what's going
in
on
a heap
here?
the floor.
I
I
will
should put a blanket on him.
then open the door.
No, it's not there.
I'll
There is no door.
You pick it up off the floor.
lean in the doorway. Is Malar in sight?
Have I come back or am I still digging a grave?
You're just you just start coming back.
It's
so
going to
you
be
Mold
Malar.
Earth, or was it him? No, it's you,
I've
Greg.
gone back to where my
Sorry,
drink
Mold Earth.
was.
Yeah.
I don't know you've got it.
Have you not seen me use
I
it?
don't think so.
Oh.
Otherwise that would have been useful.
Yeah. If Malar's not there, I'm then going to look for Brucon. Is Brucon inside?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. If Malar's not there, I will get Brucon and go, Mr. Mr. Brucon?
Yes?
Brucon? The man, the dwarf, who started this whole situation, the Hogart.
Yes.
I have him.
Oh, excellent. Don't tell Seth.
Don't tell Seth.
At least
Yes.
not yet. Let's think about what we're going to do before Seth gets
You should
involved.
passive.
Yeah.
That'll be fine. That'll be
Uh,
enough. You can.
yes. There's got to be. So there's a storeroom in back that Seth's in it, but there's also some rooms.
Yeah, upstairs.
I mean, we effectively are now, we are at the very least temporary curators of this establishment.
The regents of
Yeah.
Regions of the
So Brooklyn, goes over and sort of has a little rummage around trying to find where the keys for the rooms live. I'm hoping they're reason.
Oh yeah, so you look behind the bar and you can find that they're hanging below the bar. There's a few of them left.
He throws one to Leobrin and goes, "I'll get him. I'll bring him. You lead the way. Let's find a room."
Yeah, I can help. I'll help drag.
Yeah, cool.
So you drag him. Essentially, you have to drag him across the bar.
No, next.
There are a couple of downstairs rooms, as you can see on the map.
You were in the storeroom.
Yeah, I'm not
We're
gonna.
next to each other.
No, the storeroom is next to the bar, so he would be able to hear you.
Oh, I was basically not telling Seth. Seth
Oh.
was bottom of
Yeah,
list of people.
Oh, I apologise.
Quite prominent.
So you wouldn't
quite
have said
prominent
it
in
where
our
he
interaction
was.
there
Okay,
was
that's
keeping
fair
Seth
enough.
out of there.
Okay,
Passive
right.
perception.
I
There's
will.
with the rats. Howling with the hacking.
I mean, isn't the bar
Very
still
common.
like a
Oh,
fucking
Gan-
massive melee?
No, he cleared it out. Steph cleared it
I
out.
think Gan went up to his room.
Okay,
Alright.
so in which case I would say let's say that you do this on the other side of the room, which means Steph wouldn't be able to hear you, be out of earshot,
Yes, that was
even
it.
with his perception.
The intent was.
Yeah. Sorry, I
not
didn't realise that was
getting
what.
Seth
Yeah.
anywhere near.
Okay,
I'm
so you can go and grab them.
Sitting
Yeah.
where my drink was. Would I see them or hear them?
Hey, you can make a perception check.
All right.
I think they're about to drag a body through the bar.
Yeah.
We'll see them eventually.
+3.
That is 13.
13. Nothing takes your notice or interest at that point. You're just kind of trying to bring some normality back and some solitude and just sit with your drink. Gantz Bron, on the other hand, seems to be more interested, and although he doesn't move, you can see his eyes constantly looking around. So anyway, the two of them then drag through, carry through this unconscious dwarf.
Flop my cape over the dwarf.
Okay, so they're carrying something with hands and feet, whether with a cloak over it.
Can't be the other guy.
There we go.
Sing.
Maiming jokes.
Just come.
Anyway, across the bar, and you clearly see this, and Gant doesn't move, but he just watches them go across to one of the rooms, and then once they're out of sight, he then gets up and follows.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna look at that and think.
So you're going to put him in one of the rooms?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whichever room we have.
Steph's
we have
busy
all the
securing the other
I
guys.
guess now we have him. We have all the keys.
By the time they get into the room, I'd say a minute's passed, yeah. So also Malar, you probably enter around this time as well, back into the inn. Yeah, sorry.
Is there time for us to start tying him up before he wakes up? Or are we gonna have to wrestle him?
Once you get into the room, you notice he's starting to wake. You will need to act swiftly. So for this, I would say make an initiative check, all three, you two plus him.
14.
I mean,
No rolls today. I rolled a 2, so
Okay.
gotta beat a 2.
12.
12. You both like immediately put one hand over his mouth, and the other one of you ties him up.
Seriously,
And,
bad guys.
Like you have this scuttle and dedicate his back high.
This guy is a criminal.
Yeah, and you like cover his mouth and tie him up, and then once that kind of fracas over, quietens down, you then hear a voice behind you. You all right there? And there's Ganbron's just leaning up in the doorway, just kind of watching.
Yes, we're fine.
Just the owner, is it? Sorry, that's the wrong accent. What am I saying? Just the owner, is it?
This is one of Brucon's cousins.
Make a deception check with disadvantage, please.
He's a dwarf.
They don't all look the same, though.
No, I mean, like, I was gonna say, he's like, not even the same.
9?
Oh, no, he is.
No.
Isn't he hidden though?
No, he woke up.
Well,
Yes.
he goes, well, it's not the way anyone would treat their cousins, is it? Let's
There
be
is
honest.
Brucon
You
comes up and goes,
haven't
I'm sorry, I'm going to have a point of order. You haven't met a single one of my cousins.
Besides,
If you had, I assure you, your opinion on the
Yes,
subject would be radically different.
it's besides the point.
Let's not go making some assertions that we can't back up.
That's besides the point, Master Dwarf. Or I
pretty
know
sure
I
you'd
know
agree.
exactly who
Brucon's
this is you have here because I've been keeping an eye. Now, he is the one who we booked the rooms with. He is the owner of this establishment. Leave him with me, and I will make sure that he doesn't breathe a word of this to anyone.
Inside check that motherfucker.
I'm pretty sure we
Okay, 11.
don't want to leave him with anyone after what happened earlier.
With an 11, yes, you get the sense that he is being truthful in what he says. He's very
But
confident.
speaking
Words.
deliberately euphemistically.
Yes, you're not sure what he means exactly, but he's being truthful at the least.
Yeah.
And sorry, Leobrin, you were saying
I
you don't want to leave anyone
also
with him.
Insight, yes.
I
That sounds like a threat, like an insight. In case I
thought it was more persuasion than intimidation.
He won't breathe a word of this to anyone.
No, but but like,
Because he won't be
but under this,
breathing.
but given that we're kind of trying to bury this guy, I can get that.
It was more. I'm trying to like talk to this person without him being killed. by...
But Bron isn't gonna. I think the missing piece. We look shady AF right now. I think is the thing to bear in mind.
He's just watched this riot take place.
Just
He's
seen,
sitting at his table.
Bron's just seen us effectively abduct a dwarf. So
Be the smallest.
To be fair, he's seen you all
Inspiration
disappear
or
from a
ride
table,
to just
smash
kill
through the back
everybody.
door of
Yeah,
the bar, and then a riot ensued inside, of which then Seth managed to clear them by stabbing his dagger into the bar. It's looking pretty
Granted,
intimidating, you
It
guys.
was his homie that smashed through the door. So.
One
That's true. That's
One
true.
had off the
Our
head,
subtlety
so.
will be higher than a natural one.
If anything, this is
Also-
really encouraging. He seems to be a team player.
I
think
never
that-
wanted to
He
slice
seems
the
to be
guy's
down
hand
with the
off.
shady
Yes,
stuff.
I know.
His reaction to us in
Yes, I know.
That's the problem I have with this situation.
Okay.
know,
Anyway, in
so-
response to your point, where you say you don't want to leave anyone alone
Yes,
with him, he's just
considering people we just stopped from fighting moments ago were then partially slaughtered while bound and unarmed.
well.
Guy I killed. Was not
Well, look,
was not
Of course, if you don't
not bound.
trust in my abilities
He was running.
or trust
and really that's
in any
my
way, shape, or form with me, then you can send my man Howland here.
I mean, Howland was one of the. I mean, there was lots of war
Like-
crimes.
It's all right if you-
I don't know, is it war crimes?
I quite
It's
agree. You
war
don't want
crimes.
to leave him. You
Crimes.
don't want to
Crimes.
leave this man here alone. So I would appreciate my bodyguard being with me, and I think that would rest all of our minds, don't you think?
I'll come upstairs.
Oh, they're downstairs. One downstairs.
Oh, sorry, they're downstairs. Oh,
You're
sorry.
in one of the downstairs rooms.
I'll come over because I haven't seen my lord in a little bit, so I just want to make sure he's still alive and not in the riot.
Just checking in.
Some
How
shit's
you
going
doing?
And
down.
Laney
man.
accompanies you as well.
Feeling
Yeah.
okay?
Can I bring you anything?
Everything all right here?
Ah, Howland, we're just talking about you. Yes, it seems these two here have
Putting the
abducted
tape
the
further
owner
over.
of this establishment, and I was looking to persuade him not to say a word of this to anyone about everything that transpired.
Brooklyn kind of like simply go. I think the term we would choose is probably something more along the lines of protective custody. Howland, you saw the events just now. This is a dangerous town.
Aye, Brucon. And this man possibly intentionally set up an ambush for our party.
Oh, was that what happened, was it?
We would
Well,
like-
the man arranged a meeting out the back. The man wasn't there, but thugs were. Also, I just want to kneel down, take the coin purse. This is property of House
Wolf is
Crack.
still awake and struggling.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate to contradict you, Howland, but that's what's yours is mine, and therefore it's property of House Bron, is it not?
I don't think property of House Braun is, because we will serve in their name, but I don't think our keep would be theirs, right?
No, you're actually right.
It's
But
everything.
he is.
Feudalism, motherfucker. I'm afraid.
Yeah, he's flexing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the captain? That's pretty much what he's doing.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right, you are my lord.
Who's
And I'll
your
hand up
daddy?
the coin purse.
And he sorts through it, and he just pulls out a handful of coins and passes them over to you. So you get 5 gold pieces.
Hey.
Allowance.
Buy yourself
I
something
live
pretty.
in a feudal system.
Yeah, correct.
You do live in a feudal system.
Buy
This is the
yourself
problem.
something pretty.
The shit slopes downwards.
Yeah. But Brucon has a trump card on this one.
Go.
So hang on. So let me just double check the exact state of play as I make my choice.
That means we got a new follower, because Dedicated is now followed. That's what... Thank you very much.
Is that what that really that unsettling noise?
I forgot that was still a thing.
So Bron's still. So Bron's kind of throwing his weight around with the intent of taking over custody of this individual.
Right, okay.
So Brucon says, "Tell me, Lord Bron, do you regularly act on the basis of being the most powerful man in the room?"
Only when it requires, my good man. Dwarf, Apologies.
Thank you. Very thoughtful of you. So, if you were to discover that you were launching yourself into a conflict with a powerful political entity, would that possibly affect your decision making?
It may well do, perhaps, yeah.
And then my next question is, are you a discreet man?
Possibly more discreet than you, if you are referring to yourself, which I believe you are more than obviously are.
It's a big badge.
Well, that got circular. Brucon's there, like, my discretion isn't really it wasn't what I was asking about. I don't claim to be discreet. I'm asking.
Discreet. I'm a spy master.
I'm asking very specifically about you.
I can go unnoticed if I need to be.
I see. Okay.
When I say I'm
Lord
a
Bron,
spy
if you would, just to make it clear, I have no weapons about my person in any way. This is merely a friendly chat, but I'm wondering if you'd be willing to come over here into this corner for a moment. Leobrin, apologies, but could Lord Bron and I have a moment?
He's sitting there on the body.
I mean, yes.
Brucon kind of reassesses and goes, I tell you what, we'll just nip out. Lord Bron, after you.
If you don't mind, Master Dwarf, given your training at the Barkfang Monastery, I will be taking my weapons with me, seeing as your hands in themselves are in fact weapons.
Brucon just kind of like, no objection at all.
Yes, Dedicated, the show is always on Mondays from 6 p.m. And in fact, yeah, but we'll get more on that later, yes.
Okay, so...
Yep, you come on, and then there's another room opposite to you, which is the door is open, so you can head in there.
Splendid, okay. Brucon sort of stands there and thinks for a moment and goes, now, Lord Bron, I hope you understand that this is very privileged information that I'm making available to you here, but may I ask you a question? Are you familiar with the Rumbleguts trading clan?
And his ears kind of prick up at that for a moment. Like, even though he's normally quite hard to read, this piques his interest. I happen to know them, yes, or of them anyway. In fact, I was hoping to meet a representative of their merchant clan at this ball, as it goes.
Brucon studiously does not react to that, but useful piece of information. It's just kind of like, he goes, well, reaches into one of the folds of his robe and pulls out his signet ring that his noble background gives him, which has the crest of the Rumbleguts clan embossed on it.
What is that crest, sorry? It's okay, we can decide that later.
It's a sick fucking crest.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. We'll come up with that.
Rumbling tummy.
I'll establish something with more than that amount of warning, but you're absolutely right that I shouldn't have flashed it without...
No worries. We'll get to that another time, but that's good to know.
So by next week, there will be an M.
Next time, we'll have the M. Okay,
next
go
time.
ahead.
Anyway, so he produces the ring and holds it out so that it's visible, but maintains enough distance that Lord Bron can't just
Sure.
grab it. And says, I'm an agent of the Rumbleguts clan, and in particular, I handle some of the more
punching,
underhanded elements of the family's business. Our young friend here, not young. He's got a scrape. Hogarth, kind of on the older side, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so our elderly friend in the other room there is a key informant in some clan dealings that I'm following up, and I don't wish to be antagonistic, but if you were to push too deep into this, I can't guarantee that I wouldn't find myself in a position opposed to you. And I don't think either of us want that.
So this, I guess, would have to be a deception check.
Because
it's not true at all.
It's not. Well, no, it's not 100% untrue.
It's not 100% untrue,
but it is also definitely
it's
not
more than
50%
untrue. So.
However, I've been sat on this inspiration for 20 fucking sessions and barely used it. And if ever there's a time to drop inspiration on a roll, it feels like now.
Do it
Watch
now.
this.
Do it now.
Be double 2.
Do it.
So deception. Okay, so +2. So very much reliant on Gandor here.
Brucon.
That's a natural 20.
Hey! It's just waiting to come out.
Waiting for that inspiration roll. All right. Yes. I see. Well, rest assured, I will not be prying too deep into Rumblegut matters prematurely.
I appreciate that.
You have my word on that.
Yeah.
And also be assured that if you were to infringe on my particular interests too much, there would be certain ramifications for that as well.
As long as you have no ill intentions towards the Rumbleguts clan, your business is yours.
Then we are
Some
understood.
rats on this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Spit in the handshake.
And you shake his hand, and what's unsettling is he does not break eye contact with you for the entirety of the handshake.
Okay.
Until you let go, and then he still keeps the eye contact.
I'm not gonna try and like roleplay that.
Sure, that's fine. And then nods and asks you to leave, and then you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, this fucking deal again. Alright. That is 19.
19. For a moment, you think you feel uneasy with those piercing sapphire eyes in your mind, but you shake it off and you continue.
Beautiful
eyes.
They are beautiful but deadly.
He cast Attract.
And you head out of the room, and we're going to end today's session right there. So we will pick up next time. I'm going to say we will see what happens. I think we should pick up exactly from this point to see what exactly our intentions are before sleeping on it. And
I'm not going to be here.
Ah!
I wanted to do a Leobrin interrogation of this fella.
Well, I tell you what, if you give me the details of what you want to do, we can sort of touch on that, and then, we'll touch on that next week.
Because currently, it's Leobrin, this guy, and Howling in the room.
So yeah, if you give me the information of what exactly you want to ask, I'll try and ably do it in your stead. Or I say ably, possibly ably.
Next week at
6 p.m. Monday night, that is when we will be streaming live the next session. I will be back, however, on Friday, 5 p.m. for a little campaign diary to wrap up what's been going on behind the scenes in this session and talk more about Dragon Meat, and also thanking all of you guys who have started following the channel, because we've had quite a few and I haven't mentioned them today, apart from dedicated. Just, they've all been swarming in. I say swarming. Not that. But anyway, we'll talk more of that on Friday, 5 p.m. Join me for that. And until then, guys, stay safe and have a great week.
Adios, amigos.
Bye. See you.